Hi there, everybody. This is King Fan 701. 2025, brother. It's gone into the history books, man. What can I tell you? I may be panting, and I may sound like I'm breathless, brother. But tonight, we celebrated here in the United Kingdom. 2026, my friends, it's here. We've got a new year to celebrate with Woken Arms. I've absolutely had a great time. My mother and my nan, who's just gone home, we celebrated. We celebrated for 35 straight minutes. No, actually, no, I'll make that better. Not 35 minutes. We went straight in for like 45 minutes straight, non-stop, right into this year, man. For 45 straight minutes, we celebrated. The clock struck midnight. And my God, brothers and sisters, man, to all of you guys, it was beautiful. You should have seen it. I've never seen so many fireworks outside. They blew up just before Big Ben struck midnight. It was fantastic. You should have heard it. It was fantastic. Look, man, look. I'm full of emotions, brothers and sisters. Look, for those of you in the United States, for those who are a few hours behind us, let me tell you, man, enjoy the remaining years to look back on, to reflect on with joy and pride and love and peace, brothers and sisters, man. I'm so happy. I feel like a reborn person, man. This is what the New Year's about, man. Look, don't get me wrong. I drank plenty of Prosecco. I've got the energy drinks with me. It's just beautiful. You know what they say? At the end of a new year, at the old year, and the beginning of a new year, is the start of a new chapter in life. I said this before in every New Year stream. With every new year comes a new chapter, and you don't know exactly what it's exactly going to bring. Because right now, the remaining week, the first week, they always say that first week of the new year, brothers and sisters, when they come, something good's going to happen. We don't know what's going to happen. I don't know what's going to happen. But my God, what a great celebration we had. It was beautiful and it was emotional. A couple of tears were shed because some of the songs that were played in memory of those who fell before us, my God, were so beautiful. My God, brothers, were so beautiful. To remember those who passed, those are the greats who have gone before us, man. We won't forget them, but this new year, it's dedicated to all of them. For those who went before us. In 2025, we lost some of the greatest men that ever lived. But we won't forget them. This year, man. This year, we dedicate this year in their memory. And we continue on with them. They may not be with us physically, but they're with us in our memories and our hearts forever. One man in particular for me that stands out. And I know some of you guys might like him or hate him. But Hulk Hogan, my brother, Hulkamania in the WWE and wrestling, brother, if you're watching this in heaven, this was for you, man. We won't forget you. That was the biggest loss of life I had to deal with last year, man. But this year, look, guys, I felt it. I really felt Hulk Hogan's presence, man. And just before the clock struck midnight, do you know what he said? He said to me, in my head, just before the clock struck midnight, brother, he said to me, well, what you gonna do, Glenn Barker, King Fan 701, brother, when 2026 runs wild? Just remember, if you say you take your prayers, you say your vitamins, and you do all the training, and you believe the great and the good, you're a Hulkamania for life, brother. Everything, man, is gonna run for him all forever. And that's exactly what he told me. And tonight, brother, that's for you, Hulk Hogan. Hulkamania will live forever in the new year we will dedicate this to you, my man. Look, guys, man, I'm so happy, man. I'm so emotionally happy. Tonight we had a great party, man. At 11:30 it began, just a little early than it should have been. But what we got tonight was fantastic in London. The fireworks blew off, and I am just absolutely just in, I'm overwhelmed, man. If anybody wants to join tonight to begin my stream with 2026, you're more than welcome. Hop on the bandwagon, guys. Enjoy the celebration. Embrace it, man. This is a great time to be alive. What life is all about. Hang on, I got some other guys here blowing my notifications here, man. Oh man, this is beautiful. I've never seen anything so awesome as it was tonight. The fireworks blew off to get the party started because normally they go off just before midnight, but tonight all the fireworks went off like 5 or 10 minutes before the new year banged on, and kablam! 2025 went and 2026 was welcomed with open arms, but most of all, with an emotional embrace. It was beautiful. Like, it was so beautiful. I've never seen an emotional party like it was. To remember those who had gone before us and what was great that happened in this country, the great that fell, despite the chaos and the scenarios around us, the great stuff of what this country represents pushed through, and here we are in the new year, standing on our own 2 feet. Yes, just ignore that, man. Look, if you guys just heard that, one of my new lightsabers just got finished charging, so I apologize if that was a bit of a disruption. I'm just gonna deal with that in a minute. I'm just gonna put the stream line. If anybody wants to join in, you're more than welcome to join the parties, my friends. It's gonna be great, man. It's gonna be fantastic, man. Like I said, this new year, I'm not gonna lie, last year was fantastic, but this year, I have never felt emotion of pure joy in like this, man. This is an emotional party feel. I've never had this before in a new year. It's fantastic. And for those of you watching right now, this is the happiest I've ever been. Oh man. Look, forgive me for the happy tears, man. It's because I'm remembering what last year brought us. And this year, we are going to take it to a new level. 2026, please, in my prayers, man, make this one good. Please make us believe that good changes are coming and for the best. I feel it, man. I can feel it coming. I did say we were halfway through the 2020s, but for the rest of the 2020s and into the 2030s, for my New Year's resolution, great times are coming, and we will get there. If we get through it, we will be there. We are going to get there, straight through it. We are going to go through hell high water. We are going to make it. We are halfway through the 2020s. And by God, brothers and sisters, we are going to make this year something good. Last year they said you hadn't seen nothing. They were damn wrong. We saw a lot of great stuff happen. History was made in other places of the globe that made what our life is about. It's not about who's this and that and whatever. It's about the spirit, the love, and peace and will that bang through this. And I tell you this right now, for me to you guys, for all of you watching tonight on this New Year's stream, great days are coming, man. whether you're here in the United Kingdom, whether you're in the United States of America, whether you're in France, Germany, whether you're in Ukraine, Salam alaikum, my brethren, and to all those across the European nation, and to all those in Australia, and to all those in Canada, besides one in particular, and to those who are struggling, who are fighting from the bottom. Just hold on to faith, hold on with strength and belief, because great times are coming. Because I can feel it. I can feel great things are coming. 2026, I don't know what you have in store for us, but we in the United Kingdom right now have embraced you with open arms. Give us what you've got. If you can foresee good times are coming, let us see the light. Let's see what this great nation that our fallen brethren in World Wars I and II fought for. Those who fought for peace and honor. Those who sacrificed themselves for the freedom that we have. Let's see what this year brings to us. Let's see what those who came before us, who never got to live this year, let's see what they've envisioned for us. And I cannot be so happy and proud with happy tears and happy smiles on my face, man. 2026, let's see what you got. Bring it to the table. Because let's go on for a wild extravaganza ride. Because we are going to go from top to bottom, pillar to post, all the way through. If you thought Christmas 2025, which seems like was just yesterday, was awesome enough, let's just see how this long 11 months of build-up goes to the 2026 of Christmas. Because right now, 2025 was great and awesome. But 2026, it's going to be awesome. Let's see what this new year has got in store for us. Be right back. Hold on. Yes, Mom, what is that? I'm just forgetting my 2026 stream. Live. Right, straight now. Okay, guys, I'm back now. I'm sorry if that was a bit of a weird one. Hang on. My mom just came back. She just dropped my nan home because she needs a rest. I'm sorry if this is a bit of a crowd one, man, but I am absolutely thrilled, man. Okay, man. I'm gonna bring you in. Wolf Mom, you're coming in, man. You have the listen, Wolf Mom, I can see you at the bottom. You have the honor, the privilege to be a part of 2026. Come on board, my fellow sister, and woo!
Hell yeah!
I got you in. Well, your thing's a bit blank, man. Come on board.
Hang on, I think that's because. Hang on, let me. Oh, there we go. My camera was on. That's why.
There we go. All right, my lightsaber's just been done. What a great year, man.
Yeah.
You can put your camera on, man. Let's just get this going, brother. I mean, fastest. Oh, holy shit, man! Wow, that was dark. I didn't know it was that quick. Man, happy New Year, man. Honestly, I'm literally got loaded with adrenaline. If you think I'm the most happiest I've ever been, Wolf Mom, I'm telling you, it was beautiful. The songs that we saw, that we sang prior to what it was a great party feel. But look, Wolf Mom, if you look on and check it out, what we did in the UK was fantastic. It was a great
can
one. You should check
imagine.
it out on the BBC, man. But at the end of it was some beautiful songs that were played, and my
Oh,
God,
that's
it was
great.
emotional. A couple of tears were shed, and I've never been so happy. I've never been this happy for a New Year's party in a long, long time.
There we go.
There we go. Let there be light. That's the good
Let there
Lord
be.
above say. Let me just get my oh brother.
Not again.
Ah, there we go. Much better. You can still see. Perfect.
Yeah.
My Christmas eggshell in the back is what's producing the light here. So
Yeah.
because there's plenty. No,
Once
just saying. My
again,
Christmas, yeah. Oh, God, your cat is still there this whole time. Wow, that's a world record.
No,
Like I said,
no. There's times where if she's napped up there and just woke up, she'll jump down from the dresser to the bed to the floor and go out the door.
whoa.
Yeah,
That's
she's
a
a
what?
jumper, man.
Oh,
She
so
is
your
a
cat must be
jumper.
very athletic.
Yeah.
Well, for the time being, it looks like he's very comfortable there by the way he's lying in the background. Looks like he's peaceful. It looks like he's peaceful.
Oh,
And he's looking at you. Oh, I can see it. That's not. There's cat leather eyes, and he was like, "Oh, that's not good." I've always said that's never a good sign. Because if they give you that look on their face, that means they're either going to get you or they're going to come up. Because I don't know how they're going to react. It's fine, Mom. I got it. Don't worry. We're having a great time. Don't worry. Like I said, a great new year, a great start to 2026, and I'm loving it.
Yep.
Like I said, and it's in typical good fashion, like I always tend to do sometimes.
Yep.
Look up around and everything. Hold on. It's all right, Mom. I've got my mates. Listen, the mates. I'm going after this. Don't worry. It's going to be great. Don't worry. Don't worry, I know what I'm doing. There. That. It's going to be fantastic. Like I said, 2026, I don't know what's going to happen, but I'm really going to embrace it. So,
Yeah.
doesn't really matter, but this is going to be fantastic. I mean, last year was really eventful. But let's see what 2026 brings to us.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, she's licking her paw. Hey, what are you doing? Power off.
There we go. Oh, done. There we go. Both sabers charged up. Oh.
Jeez. Oh, God.
It's really been a great one. Like I said already, it's 1:10 in the morning, but right now I just absolutely am just, the edge is cracking through. I don't know when I'm going to go to sleep, but it's just been a fantastic start to the new year. Very party feel, and I can only imagine how America's going to embrace 2026 in the next couple of hours. But I hope you enjoy the rest of your 2025 before 2026 comes in, and
Yep.
let me know how it's like. Oh, that's lovely. Your cat's so happy. She's giving you love. Oh, I guess your cat senses. I guess your cat senses the new year.
Oh my God, she is purring.
That must be a good sign.
Yep.
Either your cat's trying to tell you something or something else.
Hi.
Oh, maybe the new year. Maybe she senses the new year that's coming up.
Maybe.
Oh, that's adorable. I mean, my mom loved cats as well.
Mhm.
She's a cat lover.
Oh god, she's like. So far, she's only 8 years old, but our oldest cat, I think he got up to about 13.
Oh, did he? Wow, 13.
Yep. Yep.
Quite impressive.
Yep, and that's how old our oldest dog is. And then our second dog is about 5 years old, and our youngest is about 2. Oh. And yeah, stop trying to lick my face.
Hang on. Well,
Darth Vader.
yeah, Wolf Mum, you've had the honour of being the first in this New Year's stream, so lucky you.
Yeah.
If anybody else wants to join in for a while, they're more than welcome to.
Yep.
Like, I can only put so many people in. And, oh wow. Huh. Looks like there's a couple of guys out there who are still partying out in the background despite how freezing cold it is. Oh. Wow.
Yeah, we got a friggin' snow squall over here recently.
But believe it or not, just before about what was it, 10 to 15 minutes or whatever it was, just before the new year, we were getting some snow warning here in the UK ourselves. Because last morning,
there she goes.
There he goes, and your cat jumped up onto the bed and goes right back to where he was. I saw it. Now I know why you said your cat's athletic. That's really cool.
She is.
And she's digging her. I don't know what she's doing now, but
she's licking her paws.
I thought she was doing that thing where they do with their hair. It's like, head stroking or whatever, like mixing their head. By the way he was doing it.
I know what you mean.
Yeah, because it looked like it from that camera angle. It looked like he was doing his head, doing a head stroke.
No, she's licking her leg. Oh, she's biting her. Oh.
That must be her favorite spot I guess, which is good.
I guess.
She's looking over her. But anyways, that is really cool. Now I know why you said your cat's athletic. Now I saw why. Yeah, about about 20 or what was it, half an hour or whatever it was. We did get a snow warning here in the UK because a couple of hours ago, during last year's morning, on New Year's Eve, it did get very frosty and they got it correct. So it could be a sign of snow to come, which is a bit alarming. But it was a nice New Year's Day, a New Year's Eve. It was like shiny, the sun was coming up. So that was good. It felt just exactly as it was on Christmas Day and Christmas Eve as well, and on Boxing Day, believe it or not.
Yep.
So that kind of made me feel like I was getting a weird sense of deja vu or whatever it was. Then all of a sudden, night fell on, the clouds built up, and then people started blowing their fireworks out like hours before even doing my last stream of last year. They were still going them off a bit much earlier than they should do.
Jeez.
Now, normally, I know for the last couple of years or whatever it was, if I can get my memory here, they would do it 5 to 2 minutes or whatever it was before the actual fireworks in London go off. Because I know. But I think what they did was made it different in the distance. There were some big ones going off. Then there's some local ones going in, and they were still going after midnight. There's still some going off right now in the far distance, but the main part is done with. But it was great. I think they were doing it to remember 2025 for what good it brought us, and to remember what was there before the big ones came out, and then kablam! 2026 arrived, and trust me, Wolf Mum, and anybody else watching this live, check out what we did in London. It was absolutely colourful and very interesting compared to what we did last year's celebration, which was like a disco celebration. But this one was much emotional, embraced with open arms. And it was like love and peace and joy with hope to what this year is going to be like. Is we're in for a wild roller coaster ride.
Mm-hmm.
And I hope it's a roller coaster, a ride of peace and love and joy.
Yep.
And hopefully we can get for the rest of the 2020s with a lot of good stuff going in. So that's what I'm hoping with. And a lot of us just danced and celebrated. It was fantastic. Like I said, I've never felt so happy with this one. And then to be quite honest, like I said, whenever we started singing Auld Lang Syne, it was lovely. Yeah, it lasted for a few seconds though, before going back to the studio and everybody else kicked it in for a new year. Because honestly, it's one of my favorite songs. I thought they would sing like the entirety compared to the first lyrics of the first song. Because honestly, Auld Lang Syne is one of my favorites. I mean, it's related to Christmas, but there's just something about it that makes me happy. I don't know why, it just is. You know, because I look at Auld Lang Syne as not just a New Year's song. For some who play it after Christmas or during it is a way of connecting with friendship and peace and love, and that's what it is for me. And that's how I feel. Like, I may feel like I'm absolutely over it right now, like the adrenaline's still kicking in me, but I'm really happy. It's like I've never felt this emotionally happy. With how this year's kicked in. So it feels very interesting and very unique. Let's put it that way. No, I'm just really, really good, man.
I like how in the private chat, Michael and Furman are talking.
I know, just ignore what they're saying. But look, whatever's going on in the private chat, look, let them just bang it out, man.
It's fine. They're fine.
Because right now is a good time for celebration and a great new chapter. Because I've always said this before, with every new year, it comes a new chapter. You know, as far as I'm concerned, it's a new chapter for a lot of us.
No, but, you two are fine. You two are fine. Don't worry.
But I've always said this, Wolf Mom. I've always said this. With the closing of the year now, even though it's a new year now, but when that sun rises up in a couple of hours, thus begins, in my opinion, the new day of a new year. I mean, the hours have ticked down now. That's one thing. That's good. That's like to remember that a new year hasn't been embraced. But when that sun comes up, and that first dawn of the new year, that's when I feel like the new year has begun. So I'm just absolutely thrilled. Absolutely overjoyed.
That's a good question in the comments.
I can see it, right now in the comments.
What car would you buy if you had the right money? Oh, God.
Well, to put that in perspective, don't even bother asking me that question because that's something I'd never do. Right now, I can see right now in the private chat, Furman Form. Look, man, I do trust you, man. Honestly, it's good, man. It's good. Just keep chill, bro. You know, keep it on cool ice. Michael Brown is saying, you know, me being a wise man. Yeah, of course. I'm wise and I'm loyal. But I don't know what the idea is of him seeing a mixture of me as a Reverend Claw and a Humphrey Puff or whatever the heck he's calling. I'm like, what the fuck? I'm like, what? I'm like, what the fuck is all that shit? Well, that's my first word of the first year, man. Well, who knows? Well, I do have Dark Magical Yoshi, who could be the new 311 voiceover, but who knows? Maybe Wolfman might find a role in that one. Who knows? Maybe she'll find a role as the ordinary 311. Who knows what's going to happen? I can't predict. I can't predict, okay, guys? Honestly. I don't know what double features you're seeing, guys, but you need to kind of backpedal a little bit before you consider what's going to happen, alright? So let's not jump ahead of ourselves.
Oh my god.
Look, Robert Jensen, even though Johnson, sorry. Look, I don't bring you into these things often because you can be a bit of an annoying ass at times. Listen, pal. Listen, and I mean listen, pal. I always admire British monarchy. It's just in my blood, man. It's what my grandfather fought for. And that's how I've always fought for it.
Headphones keep sliding forward. There we go.
I know. Sorry, Wolfman, if you could see me acting like this, man. I'm just in a ton of good emotions. I'm just in a great party mood. I'm so happy. This is mostly what I'm like on Christmas Day, for the most part. The real
Same.
happy mood. Timothy yapping about 311. Oh, God.
Oh god.
TBF DSA, whoever the hell you are, bro. That ain't happening. There's no way me and Wolfman could do 311 and Timothy. Look, those days are long gone out the window, brother. Those days are long gone out the window, brother.
He scared the crap out of me.
God damn it, Hulk Hogan, man. Stop messing with my head.
You
Many fans say Gordon is an A0 prototype and has a headcanon. Dude, he's always been an A0. What the fuck are you reading, bro? Is he taking the road with W ordering cocaine, spice drink or something? What the man?
Oh my god.
Damn. He's always been an A0. It's always been that in Railway Series canon. That's exactly what it always has been.
Also, y'all did hear over Henry having square buffers in the railway series.
Well, that is true. Obviously, he was painted blue. Henry had like a copper like chimney in his head, and he had like square buffers afterwards to make him look like he was Gordon. And that's why people got confused in the headcanon why they were like one and the same.
Yep.
Where I could always tell, I always knew who was who. I could always tell who was Gordon, who was Henry. So obviously, I wasn't easily fooled. I can see what they were going with in the Railway Series and whatnot. Henry being painted blue and he and Gordon would look similar because they were almost the same size.
Yeah.
But their facial features, man, how could you not tell that? That's the reason what separates them. And their tenders and their whistles. I get it. It was good for a laugh. But it's one of the reasons why I think it was a good idea made. But at the same time, Henry in blue, to me, as an old school Railway Series fan, just didn't cut it. I always liked him in green because it was his livery. That's how I recognized Henry. But just nowadays, looking back now as a grown man, I can see why they did it for what it was. I think it's quite funny. Even the TV series, if Henry was painted blue, you could tell who he was.
Yeah.
You know?
You'd be able to tell the difference between him and Gordon because it's not just the facial features and the tenders and everything, but also in the way their personalities are.
Yeah, maybe the little kids who got confused for it. I get it, but maybe if you saw them from a far distance, that's definitely you could tell who it wasn't who. Even if what's his name in that TV series, whatever it was, when Henry tells James he was mistakenly painted blue and everybody forgot about him. Good in a Blue Moon, whatever it was called. Once in a Blue Moon.
Oh,
That's
Once in
one
a
of my
Blue
favorite.
Moon. Yeah, that was it.
I mean, how can you tell the difference between Henry and Gordon in that one when he's so easily, you know? But I can see why people would get the idea
Yeah.
when from a far distance they would mistake him for Gordon, and then you have
Yeah.
from a far distance when he's whistling, they mistake him for Edward, and Edward says like he wouldn't mind being mistaken, he would look good in what any color he was in, and Henry felt better. That was good.
Yep.
But still, in the Railway series, I definitely could see that happening, whether they would confuse him for Gordon. But I couldn't see that happening too much in the TVS, too much. But I can see why Henry didn't last long in Blue for a long, long time. Like I said, even though I've got a couple of trains models of him in Henry's blue, in his blue
Yep.
livery, even though he wasn't feeling blue dabby die, I'll tell you that much. Well, yeah, I know.
God.
Yeah, Henry wouldn't be singing "I'm blue dabby dee dabby
Dabba-dee,
die."
dabba-die.
Yeah, otherwise he'd be a big blue machine. Just ask somebody called Blue Kane or Blue Payne, whatever his name is.
Oh,
You
yeah.
know? I know, man.
Are you okay?
Oh,
You fell there.
it's all right. Center of gravity got better than me there. I lost my balance.
You like went,
I know. I was like, whoa. I don't know what Robert's talking about. He says Don Douglas. Yeah, that is true. Yeah, Don Douglas were painted in their like Scottish Caledonian black livery in the Railway series, which was common.
Yeah.
Then they became blue, which made up a nice change. But look, I'm going to be very strictly honest. I prefer Donald and Douglas in their black livery, the
Yeah.
TVS black livery, to be honest, because that to me is what made me understood who they were. I mean, blue is good and all. Don't get me wrong. That's like the standard Railway Series RWS counter livery, and I just feel like that was overkill. I mean, overused. So as far as I'm concerned, keeping them in their Caledonian black livery is just a lot better because to me, that's how I recognize Donald Douglas.
Exactly.
No pun intended. The shape and their livery in the Railway series is spang on. Spang on. I mean, bang on. But seeing them in blue was just to me overkill. Why couldn't they just keep them in their actual livery? You know, that's why I always say blue. Even though Thomas says blue is the only proper color for an engine, I'm thinking to myself, isn't that overkill? What if they were
a little bit.
Yeah. Like, what if John and Dust were painting and all I did was green livery? Like, like what if they were painted in railway green like Henry? I mean, that's the second overkill livery, but it's still a good color. But at the same time, it just works. I just think, to me, Caledonian black livery was just, to me, Donald Douglas, because that, to me, is their identity. That's how I see them. That's just me being very honest.
Yeah.
Oh god, the private chat, guys! I cannot believe this. I'm looking at the private chat. It's getting absolutely just like blown up.
It is.
This is something I did not expect to happen in my New Year's resolution, but hey, it's happening, man.
Yeah. Would make a great
where do
voice
we
as the
pick up?
half engine. I mean,
Oh, that's tough. James in pink was gross, but as silver, no, I can't. Look, I can't see James in silver livery, man. I don't know what you're seeing. I don't know if you're. Listen, Michael Brown, if you want to be still called that, man, Brown is shit pissed, man. Listen, I don't know if you're seeing multicolored syndrome or whatever it is you're seeing, pal, but James in silver wouldn't cut it. I
No.
can't see him in it. Not even a billion miles away. I couldn't see him in that.
Mm-mm.
It wouldn't work.
I would not see James in blue or green because no,
Green, I could possibly see in.
but
I
not
don't know
blue.
why. Not like in Henry's green livery, but I could definitely see him in Emily's emerald green livery, kind of like Victor Tanzik
Oh.
style.
Yeah.
I can see him in that. With
Mhm.
golden stripes, I could definitely see James in that.
Ooh, yes.
Because I know, because he had golden stripes with his red livery.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, don't get me wrong, when he was in red and blue, that was unique.
Mm-hmm.
Because in timeline wise, that's what he is today. But I just think this is just me. James in blue stripes to me just doesn't cut it. That's why I prefer him in gold stripes. It just goes
Yeah.
with the gold.
Yes.
And I ain't talking about the red and yellow Hulk Hogan, brother. No,
Not
James
again
ain't
with
Hulk
that.
Hogan, man. He hasn't got the 24-inch pythons to show it. Sorry, that's to come, man.
It's either gold
So-
James or red James for me.
Yeah. So
Fair
what are
enough.
Henry and Gordon gonna do when the Jamester runs wild with his red and yellow? Oh, you. Oh,
Oh my
Jesus.
god.
I never thought I'd do James and Hulk Hogan in one sentence. Never thought I'd say that. But it
Here's
works.
James.
Yeah. Here's James, man. James the Mania. That's what it's called. TBS says Timothy says he knows what must be done. Knowing what's more that he's the leader with the number 0, but a brave little legend for when sure you may be lost for good. I don't know what he's saying, man, but I think he's had too many Hokaroos and Dukaroos. Or whatever it is, man.
Jesus.
Rocco Endurance Rob. I don't know what they call him, man, but Michael Brown's blowing up the comment sections here.
Nay.
Yeah, somebody says that Wolf Mom with Clinchfield 311. You were going to be ill last
You're like,
little
"Eh."
Fan. I didn't vomit. I broke. What the fuck? What?
I think that
Papa?
you were like, "What?" is after is when you like fell back in your chair when you were
Oh,
trying to
that
take a
one.
drink.
Well, I'm not sitting on my chair. I'm actually on my bed right now because I ain't got a desk on. That's why I fell back on my pillow, brother.
Oh jeez. Oh, excuse me.
Wolfman says would be great for Clinchfield 411 to have engine Emily Tip. Thomas Toys and Rose the Pink into 2 minutes. That's just too much, bro. Blue. Oh god. Blue James. Oh man. No.
No. Blue James is a nightmare.
No. But then again, it is quite funny. I actually saw it in Once in a Blue Moon when Edward thinks of James saying like, on the contrary, I wouldn't mind if the Fat Controller had 2 of me. You know, seeing James looking like him.
Yeah.
That was funny. I was like, yeah, typical Edward. You know, ugh. That would be funny. So I can see James painted in blue. I can see him doing it. If they went that far, I can see him doing it.
I mean, if you were to do Blue James, I wouldn't do like Gordon or Edwards blue. Maybe I don't know, maybe
Darker
something
blue?
a little darker. Yeah.
Like the
Then maybe it would
Caledonian,
work.
you know, like the Caledonian blue, which is basically the exact same blue that the North and Western engines have, like how Thomas and Gordon first appeared eventually. They were in that darkish, you know, that darky, what's it called? That bluey darkish color. It's kind of like Emily's color in Emerald, but instead of in blue. It's that sort of blue, whatever it's called. It's blue something. It's not emerald blue. It's something else, but it's very similar to Emily's emerald green color, but it's since blue, whatever it's
Yep.
called.
Mm-hmm. Sky
Okay,
blue or teal? Teal
okay,
James or
okay.
aquamarine
TBS Berry
James?
says here. TBS Berry says me and Timothy. Oh, hell.
You all right?
Yeah, it's my jaw.
Oh God.
It clicked. You can't hear it, but it's painful.
Oh God.
It's always this side that gets it. It says there's Timothy, James or Pink. Me as James. LB gasp. What? I'm pink. Nobody thinks I'm pink. Then Wolf Mom as Rosie says,
Aw, James is
"Oh,
cute when he's
James is
pink.
cute when he's pink." What the hell? That don't. As Hulk Hogan would say, that don't work for me, brother. No. No, 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 no.
Orange James, nah. I would
No,
spiritually
that is
vomit
not
an
gonna
Orange
happen.
James. Orange James would be horrible.
That's
No.
terrible.
Mm-mm.
That's like somebody who just took a big bunch of prosecco and just vomited shit all over him.
Yeah.
Hey,
Hey,
Diego,
Hey guys.
you made it back.
Yeah,
You made it.
welcome
You
back,
made
man.
it back to the party, bro. Look,
yeah, finally here. Sorry I came so late. I was actually because my grandparents are here and it's almost midnight. It's 7:38 on my end.
Mm-hmm.
so if it's 7:30 on your end, Jared, that must mean what does it mean for you? Huh. Wolfman, what does it mean for you on your side? And which part of the state are you in? Because we all got different time spans.
It is 8:38 over here.
Oh, so you're like an hour ahead. So
Mhm.
you're gonna get it before.
So I've
Diego.
got a few hours before it's midnight.
So you're an hour ahead. Okay.
Yep.
You missed it, Diego, man. I'm saying it's been a beautiful New Year's Day. I'm so happy. But a couple of minutes or whatever the heck's gonna be, I'll have to cut the stream in. But it's been a great 47 minutes in, man. I'm happy, man.
Yeah,
You missed some.
yeah.
Yeah.
Speaking of
You just
drinks,
missed some good fun shit with between me and Wolf Mom. Honestly, you just missed
Same
some
here.
funny stuff.
same here.
You got water.
Oh,
Nice.
I got
Oh,
water.
geez, don't
You
chug
finished up my
Don't chug
tanks.
it. Jesus.
Yeah, I got water. Gotta finish up my water tender tanks, brother.
Mhm. Yeah.
Did
Yeah.
you just chug that whole bottle? How
Yeah,
No,
someone
no, I was
Thursday.
almost done with that bottle.
Yeah,
Okay.
well, that was your 2025 brother, run down the tubes, brother. So now what you gotta do is get your
Yeah.
Hulkaroos and
Yeah, I got more
Dukaroos.
drinks.
Yes.
We're drinking tonight.
I know, yeah. You gotta get your Prosecco's and Dukaroos and swallow them down, oh, brother.
All the way. All the
I'm
way.
Yeah, I'm doing Hulk Hogan, brother. That's how it is with
Yeah.
me. Oh, God. TBS is just, listen, man, what you been cashing up? The private tax US has been blowing up sky high. My God.
Yeah,
My God, man.
we're about
The
to.
adrenaline's kicking in. I'm so happy, man.
Yeah,
I'm just,
yeah.
Diango, listen, man, you should have seen it, man. Look, when you get the opportunity, type in New Year's Day 2026 on YouTube. Look it up, man. Listen, the party atmosphere was beautiful. It was emotional. I've never had an emotional, happy bringing to a new year like this one was. A few tears were shed, but it was beautiful. But the fireworks that came off was so colorful, like I've never seen. Like last year, we had the big Union Jack, a big Ben's Will thing that flipped around. But the countdown that they had this one was beautifully done with the drum effects. The countdown was more glittery effects from what I was seeing.
Yep.
But it was fantastic. Like every year was great, but this one was much more colorful with a lot more energy vibe. And then the intro for the new year, when they begin the party afterwards, was beautiful. Like I said, emotional. Some great stuff was again. It was like remembering what 2025 was, before we
Mhm.
finally embraced the new year in as a whole. But at the same time, last year, when 2024 went into 2025, that was an absolute disco party feel, which went all the way through to around 12:45. And
Yep.
this year, we just ended our New Year celebration at about roughly 12:43-ish or 44-ish, somewhere between that timeline, just before 12:45. So we just cut it down by a few minutes short. But it was a great embrace in the new year. All anxiety only lasted for about 40 seconds or whatever they tend to do. Instead of hearing the whole theme, which is lovely because it's one of my favorite songs. It's something that my mom always sang to me. So
Mhm.
I always look at it as a great song and everything. But it was fantastic. I've seen Dubai, Australia, and the others that are well ahead of us. I've seen the photos. They had a fantastic banger. They embraced the new year, like they always do. But that was big. That was big. But what we've just seen in London, when that clock struck midnight, oh, that was it was something very interesting. Let me tell you, more than I
Yep.
envisioned it was going to look like. And the Coca Colas are still pouring in the final year. I had a Pepsi prize before. I had a whole bottle of Prosecco, and I've got my last energy drink.
Hell
to
yeah,
top
brother.
the year, man. And Diagolo looking straight face as he is, just drank his full ball of 2025 down the tubes.
Actually, I was already about. I didn't drink the whole bottle. It was actually almost. It was like almost done. So I just.
Oh, you
Mhm.
still got plenty of. Oh, you still got plenty of
Yeah.
2025 to go, man. Look at you.
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Oh, Jesus Christ. Jeez Louise. Look at this.
Hmm?
I don't know what Furman and Franklin is talking about with all that bullshit. Listen, man.
Oh my god.
Wolfman was saying something about as Clinchfield is drinking the. Look, TBFDSI, whoever the fuck you are, man. Listen, they don't drink Pepsi or Coca, brother. But I can see where you're getting at.
They're
Damn,
engines.
you
Why would they?
deserve what?
Breaking the fourth wall like what San Juan did.
I know, but
Yeah.
this is beyond the fourth wall, bro. I drink Neil. Listen, look, Furman E4, dude. You and I, we have past history, but we made up, man. You've earned my trust. But if you can just try it, and you too, Michael Brown, both of you, just trust me. If you really wanted to, and I mean a big if, just take a little drink and take a little sip in. It won't hurt. Look at what it's done for me. It always makes me feel better. And you never know what a fix it will give you. It'll make you happy. It'll make you cry. It'll make you laugh with joy. But at the end of the day, it's a new year where peace and love comes for all in one embrace for a new day. And don't even ask me
It's a
why I was
new
trying to talk in
dawn.
rhymes and
It's a
rhythms
good
there.
day.
That's just me, okay? That's my way of entertaining. So give it a go. Take a shot down and embrace the new year and see what 2026 will give you. Because you never know what's going to happen.
Yeah.
And right now, I'm just getting mind-blowing texts here, man. I need to check this. Just hang on.
Okay.
Oh, God, I
Magic
guess I'm not the only
Clenchfield.
one who's pissed up hype for this new year, man.
Oh boy.
Oh, thanks, cousin.
And for this year, when I'm returning to the Durango and Silverton Narrow Gauge Railroad this 2026 summer of 2026, hopefully and of course I'm really wanting to go to Strasbourg one year because Strasbourg's such a beautiful railroad. Like with a filming of Thomas and the Magic Railroad where it was filmed, and of course Strasbourg 475 was featured in that film.
Well, the thing is that they didn't forget to do. I know they filmed in that location for Shine Time Station, but I've always argued. I've always argued this now. I've said this last year. I think I said this the year before. I can't quite remember. But if they did Thomas and the Magic Railroad refilmed it, say if it did get refilmed as a what if, like a reboot, you know, like they do with remakes, like they did with Disney, but in a different
Oh, God.
timeline. Just imagine if they could film the whole Strasbourg thing where you got more than just 7460, whatever her name was.
475.
Number 90 could be involved, and 89, get more
Yeah.
of the engines involved.
31, and of course their Camelback.
Oh no, Camelback and 31 would have to be CGI mode or AI mode or AI mode or whatever the heck they gotta do to get them to come alive. As somebody else playing Mr. Conductor, who I think would make a pretty damn good job. Like a whole new cast, but it's still called Thomas and the Magic Railroad, but the reboot thing that happened like instead of in 2000, like the actual year itself, because I always feel like that was the timeline of it happening.
Yep.
So I feel like go all the way back, like when the Strasbourg engines were in their prime, like with Camelback 94, 31, and you got 12, 23 involved. Like get those engines like CGI or AI related or whatever the heck they could do nowadays to make it happen. And then you got it. Go back to the 60s or in the 70s. Go far back. Like go way back to what it could have been like before we go into, because you know, make it like it's real, make it like a railway. Make Thomas and the Magic Railroad to basically be a railway series style than a TVS universe. Like go make it realistic as ever.
Yeah,
Find
like
a younger Mr. Conductor who can stand on his own 2 feet. You know, who can stand up against Diesel 10 or somebody else. Make Lady more younger looking. Make her appear more often. Make the engines of the railway series more mature as ever. And make Lady more railway series as she exists in both time worlds.
Yep.
And this is just me. Also, as I like to say, and I like to say this a lot, mate, you know, in this day in the world for older Thomas fans, make a relationship, you know, make Thomas and Lady fall in love with each other, you know, make it like he's the hero that Lady falls for, and bang, it serves as a unique purpose for
There you
Thomas
go.
to be a ladies' man, you know, and that's where the
my
ladies
God.
in the near future to fall in love with him. Regardless, we've seen this happen over the years beforehand. I've seen this happen in fanfics, like way past before then. I've seen this happen. Make Thomas like a badass character that we fans can get behind, but for the younger generations to kind of like, oh, he is a good engine. He's not a cheeky little tank engine. He really is a number one gentleman who really can make, you know,
Mature.
yeah, make him very mature. Even if he says a few things that are not good for the kids, like he can say "damn" or "hell" or whatever. As long as he doesn't say certain stuff that gets beeped out. As long as I do it in bloopers for a joke, you know.
Yeah.
Right.
In railway series, it would be real life, whereas the TVS was more related to kids back then in 2000. I've always said this before. The Magic Railroad as it was, even to this day, still stands up as one of the best Thomas stuff I've looked. Despite all the goofs, despite all the blunders, despite all the things that went down, I was one of those few people to this day who loved it for what it was, and I don't regret it. It was good. Although I always kept expecting, whenever you have a bad guy, you expect him to be killed off. And I thought, what if Thomas does the whole thing with Diesel 10? And, you know, even though back then I didn't like Diesel 10, despite I loved his evil laughter and whatnot, I expect, like, okay, he's a good villain, you expect him to be killed off. And I thought he would. But he survived.
What was that fucking song he sang in the movie?
Oh,
Old
you mean
McDiesel had a
McDiesel had a plan
plan.
with the
With
pinch
a pinch here and a pinch
and
there.
I've been working on the railway.
Yeah, I currently, yeah, that was good. He had a good laughter, but to be quite honest, I do feel like what's his name in the trailer who did his voice would have been a lot more cooler.
Yeah.
More
And-
deeper and evil, like you need an evil character you'd love to hate. Whereas for me,
Mhm.
I kind of like was doing a love and hate thing with Diesel 10. I remember it so well. Like his
Yeah.
laughter
Yeah.
always gets me going. But at
Yeah.
the same time I was like, he's good with a laughter, but I was thinking he's gonna get his comeuppance, and I thought they were gonna kill him off, you know,
Yeah. Yeah.
to avenge.
Like-
And I thought like back then I felt like that lady was gonna be a part of an old Western Railway. Yeah, this is me in 2000, man. I'm 9 years old at this point. Okay.
Yeah.
I was
Mhm.
there when it first came out. The kids loved everybody back then loved the movie as a kid. Even growing up, I still loved it. No matter what people say, the critics or whatever, I still thought it was,
Yeah.
Because-
It was a great movie when I wasn't
for
born
what
until
it was in
2005.
2000 in the new
Mhm.
millennium. To be honest, I mean that what we got was what it was, and I've always been satisfied with what we got.
Mhm.
You know, I mean, they couldn't go like in Thomas and the Magic Road in 2000. They couldn't go down what they were doing in what like they did in Ghost Train or Haunted. Well, when Haunted Henry or Duncan get spooked when they were going season 2 and 5 when they were really pushing the boundaries.
Yep.
I mean, they did it in a few scary scenes, but to go that extreme and have Diesel get killed off, or you think he'd be blown up or whatever he was going to do, like an epic death sequence, which I thought like any Diesel, which I felt any Diesel deserved. Like, you know, back then they were like
Oh my
the
god.
evil, you know, Steam's the good guy. Steam is the good guys, and the Diesels are the evil guys that have to be terminated.
Yeah. Thomas and the Magic Railroad was such a good film, and I was born in 2005. I didn't become a Thomas fan till 2000. I think 2007 when I was 2 years old, because actually until 2006 when I started to watch Thomas when I was a baby, and like I started to watch. I've been a Thomas fan ever since, and when I saw Thomas and the Magic Road, it was such a good film. Despite the flaws they had while making it, it was still a great
Yeah.
film. And this year, we're finally getting the director's cut, also known as the Allcroft cut.
It took literally,
I-
as you said, Diago, it took 26 years. Well, it will take 26 years now. It's taken 2 decades and 6 years to finally give what I think a lot of us were expecting. But this is beyond what we envisioned. If the Brett Allcroft cut, director's cut, quote unquote, delivers what we hope we can see, because I've only seen reports and little imageries, but I haven't seen any footage, which I'm glad not to see.
Yep.
From what I was told that it's in there, and if it does come out for the
Yep.
Blu-ray or the non-Blu-ray or whatever the heck they're going to do with it,
Mhm.
I'll still get it. I want to see what it's going to look like.
I will too.
Yeah,
Because
and of
it's exactly
course,
what Britt Allcroft would have wanted, but think about it. But back in 2000, back in those days, unlike today, it's totally hinged. But back then, it was so unhinged you couldn't show it by that. I understand why now, but still,
Yep.
if they're showing that the Britt Allcroft was cut then, like say if they did, imagine how things would be now, 26 years later. It'd be the fandom would be completely revamped to what we see today.
yeah,
I think this is aimed. I think this is just me. Yeah, the fireworks are still going off in the
Yeah.
background.
I heard that.
same here for me.
That was loud. I was just gonna say was, if this is what Britt Allcroft would have wanted 26 years ago, then
Yeah.
it's justified, man. The film doesn't have to be seen as a box office bomb as it was in 2000. But I didn't see any of that. I was like, just remember, I was 9 years old and I didn't see any of that.
Yeah,
All of it for
and
what it was, you know.
yeah, I bet the Allcroft cut and the aka the director's cut. This is all going to be a tribute and dedication to Brett Allcroft.
Yes.
only that.
I
No.
imagine like right before they show the credits, they just put dedicated to Britt Allcroft.
Yeah, that's what I'm hoping they'll see. Or they could put it in the beginning of the credits, and then they go.
yeah.
And
of
that's what
course,
I mean.
dedication
that's what I mean,
to all three of them: Britt Allcroft, Wilbert Audrey, and of course David Midden.
yeah.
Obviously, yes. And of
Yes.
course, you know, for any of the actors who are still there, including the guy who played Brunette Stone. Don't forget
Peter
him.
Fonda.
Yeah,
Peter
don't forget
Fonda.
him.
Oh my.
But like I said,
Oh,
this will justify it, and I feel like there will be some great stuff that's going to be, and there'll be some special features in the Blu-ray, I guess, whatever they're going to do. But it will still bring the old models some good comfort. Like I said, back then I felt like that's good. Thomas and that looked new, even though I didn't realize it back then. I just
Yep.
thought to myself, "Oh, this is the movie livery that they're wearing. They're going to go back to their old colorful season 5, 6 style afterwards." Before then, because they looked all brighter, they all look new. You know, they didn't when they had their new livery look. So I felt like that was just the movie props and not what they would have been like in season 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Or
Yeah,
6.
season 5 was definitely
Lennon.
one of my favorite seasons, and I feel like Thomas and the Magic Railroad is kind of the style of season 5 because of Alec
Yeah.
Baldwin narrating.
Yeah, but what I meant was the livery how the angels were afterwards. And they had that brighter appearance, they didn't have that glossy look that they had afterwards.
Yep.
And I felt like, oh, this is the 2000s now, so they've had an upgrade. But I feel like they could have gone back to their glossy appearance without the sun shining on their paint scheme and everything when they had in the old series. They would go back to them. So I felt like, okay, it's 2000, it's a new millennium, they're looking different. I get it. I didn't see that at the time until I realized, looking back or wherever it was in, and they've been that way ever since. They don't have that season 1, 2-ish look, which nowadays kind of almost looks like the Railway series when I think about it. I mean, particularly season. Oh, I can't quite remember now. I think it was in. I think it was either. I think it was season 4 or season 5 when they had that glossy look appearance where you could see the reflection bouncing off their paint
Yeah.
schemes. So I feel like that's where they had that realism.
Mm-hmm.
But I still wonder, you know, if any of that stuff that Brittlecroft has had, all those models. I mean, I know they haven't stood the test of time well over the years,
Mm-hmm.
but if any of them that go all the way back to 1984, I mean, whatever's left, what they did back in 1984 with all those models they did back in the day when we saw Thomas and Friends, that documentary in 95 when we saw some of them behind the scenes and everything like that. When I was growing up, when I didn't realize they were actually models, I thought they were the real thing. Trust me, I felt like there was a. It's crazy to think this is me as a 90s kid, man. I thought like those models were real and I didn't think they were actual, you know, I thought they were like just big, oversized Hornby models, you know, or back, you know, because Batman didn't exist back then, I don't think. Back then, I don't think.
Mm-hmm.
When I saw Boko and how they did behind the scenes from season 5 onwards, showing what they did, like that was cleverly done. As a young kid, I thought that was magical and so cool.
Mm-hmm.
I actually thought though back in them days, I thought that was how engines in the real world were. Like it was like, oh, so that's because this is me, man. Like I think everybody back in those days must have visioned that's what soda was like. But when we
Yep.
saw the models when we were growing up,
Mm-hmm.
it's like that's gotta be what soda looks like in our if it's out there for real. And when it just got better and better. I know they were models, but I felt like this was legit real, like because they looked real enough. And then when Thomas and the Magic Railroad came out, I remember it so well. When Mr. Conductor says these are about the two worlds that bridge us together, and then you see Thomas coming out the tunnel, and then you see the real stuff that happens when you see the Americans. Because I didn't know this was in America. I thought this was in other parts of England or elsewhere, wherever they were filming, because I wasn't familiar with it. Okay, so I thought this was real. And this is me being 9 years old when the movie came out. I believe that was real. You know, past the echoes of time and Shine Time Station, because this is Alec Baldwin, keep in mind. And I thought this was legit. Shine Time was a real place. I was like, oh, where's that located at? And then kablam, Thomas goes back to the model world. I was like, oh, we're back in Thomas world. And then all of a sudden you go back to the real world and you go back to Shine Time. And I'm thinking, that's pretty cool. And then you go to Lay's place, saying that these are the things that bridge
Yeah.
the two worlds. I'm not lying. At 9 years old, and I remember this as clearly as daylight. I'm pretty sure everybody else back then thought the same. This is in 2000. Okay, this is 26 years ago.
Yep.
I legit thought that was real. I thought that was possible. So that's how you get to the island of Sodor, to wherever we're in the universe. No joke, man. That's how my head was thinking. First, I was like, so that's how it works. So that's how you get to Sodor through Lay's Magic Railroad.
Yep.
To get to Sodor, I was like, whoa. And then when Thomas did that whole thing when he came through the buffers through Lay's Railroad and into the real world that they did, I did not think that was real. I didn't think that was prop. I thought that was legit real. I was like, when I saw it, I was like, holy shit, Thomas actually is real. I remember that bit where he says, like, where are we?
Yeah.
He says,
They
"Where are
actually
we?"
use CGI.
Where are we,
I know,
Lily?
but back then, that didn't look like CGI. That looked so damn real. I was thinking, and Thomas says, like, where
Yeah.
are we, Lily? Muffle Mountain, Thomas. And I'm looking, I was like, Thomas
Yeah.
is actually here. He's real. And I remember, like, holy shit, he does exist. Audrey, and I said to myself, Audrey is right. It is a real place. I was like, holy,
Right.
even now, I still get that same vibe, even though I know it's all CGI. But
God.
back then, how can you tell as a 9-year-old like me back then?
Right.
Like, how can that be CGI when that looks so real? Like, holy,
Yeah. Also,
I can only imagine what
think
Audrey would have
Thomas-
felt like if he had lived to see this. Imagine what he would have seen if he'd seen it had he lived.
Yeah.
I think in Magic Railroad, I forget how many times Thomas went through the magic buffers. Because aside from the thing you mentioned with Lily, there was the thing where he was getting the coal trucks for Henry. He was getting like 6 of them, and as he was like getting ready to couple up to them, the one in the back broke away and went through the buffers. And then I think as he went through, I think the first or second time, he saw the truck.
Yeah, he did. And I thought that was really good. When I first saw that bit, especially when the culture going through the buffers, I was like, whoa. I was like, I had to blink a couple times. I was like, there's no way that happened.
Like a portal.
I was like,
Yeah.
he went through, so I didn't know what happened. And then he went through the whole thing again. And then we see the Magic Railroad coming in. And I was thinking, so this is the weird bridge gap that connects Sodor to us, to this realm that we live in, whatever it is in the whatever it was. And then boom, Thomas goes through the other side, and then he comes right to us. And I was like, holy Christ, he is real. Because I know it's America, I was thinking, and then when I look back as a joke, I keep thinking to myself, only in America does Thomas get to the real world. I was thinking, why isn't he appearing in here in England or something? Like, holy,
Yeah.
like, as a joke, as a funny joke, he's in his TVS form. What if he pops out the other end and he comes out in his Railway Series look, like he's got extended side angle? He looks. Imagine the real world. That's how he would have looked. Like he's time passed into his TVS form to his Railway Series look.
Yep.
Yeah. And of course, with Thomas and Friends fan films, I love Thomas and Friends fan films, but there's one fan film series that I'm not comfortable with, and it kind of gave me a little bit of anxiety and traumatization, that being Tobias and the Art Cream Merchant.
Look.
Fair enough.
I'm not going to rain on your parade. First episode, great, man. That's still good. Just don't get me started on the second one. To me, I felt like that was a letdown. Because I felt like he was done. The guy who directed it, who did all the voicing, I felt like when he killed off Thomas, I felt to myself, that was him turning against the fandom, like he's done with Thomas. He's doing it to piss up I think he was just doing it to piss off the fandom. that he's done. Because I've always said, if you kill off Thomas, you're gonna offend the whole fandom or whatever. And I thought to
Right.
myself, he's gone too far. And I thought to myself, he's gonna kill off Tobias at some point. But
Yeah.
no, he survived. He's got two personality, and whatever the new film's gonna be in the next, God knows how long he's gonna do it. I'm not interested. Look, no disrespect. Toby and the Apparatus thing to me is a one set movie. The next one that followed up, we saw this year, whatever it was, is non
Arcane
canon.
Merchant, yeah.
Doesn't exist. It wasn't what I hoped it was going to look like. But
And
I was being fair and square. Give it a chance, and then you come up with your opinions afterwards. But
Yeah.
once he did Thomas and the other bits and bobs that happened, I thought to myself, in my mind, I could see what he was trying to do. But halfway through, I was just like, what? You kill? I was like too far, too vile. I was like, why kill off Thomas, man? And I thought to myself, he was turning on the. To me, I felt like he was turning on the fandom, like legit.
Mhm.
So that's my main reason why. But
Right.
I do feel like it was a good idea. Like we had some good talent, like we saw some new staff members and whatever, new
Yep.
casting. But still, it didn't. It just wasn't what I was expecting at the end.
yeah, and the third one,
It's-
Tobias
I
and the
just
Lurching
I just
Nathan.
don't
I'm
think
not
the
watching
third
that
one's
one.
gonna work. I just got a bad premonition that Toby's gonna die. Either die in the third one, or possibly he'll finally break out of his pariah and he'll become Toby again. But to be quite honest, I've lost enthusiasm for this, and I don't. It's the same thing. Look, I don't want to keep mentioning it. It's the same thing. What's his name did? Paul Viz when he did Shed 17.
And he
That
just
was good.
Oh.
That was funny in its own way. Then the following one that happened was a hit and miss. But now,
Soderland. Oh,
but
don't
now
get me
what he's going to
started.
do now in the next
Oh
one.
God, not that.
Soder,
If he justifies what's going to happen, if Thomas gets his revenge and Paul Vids, whatever he's going to do, it might work out. But I kind of lost it with the Vic thing. So Show 17 is good for me. It still holds up for what it was. But for the rest, I don't know. If I just did it for a laugh, you know what I mean? Because I was intrigued, because I'm always fair. Let them have, you see what you think, and then you put your own opinions afterwards.
Yeah.
Look, Alfred and Hazel, look, they are doing well. Despite that stupid idiot, the guy who became such a dick in his mind.
oh my God.
Don't worry,
Bosh.
Diego. Look, listen, despite what Bosch has done, I've seen his videos of Hazel and Gordon, the series thing, and it's not actually that too bad. I like what he's done. He's given Hazel a chance. She's now a Northwestern engine. That bit redeems Hazel as a character, which to me personally overrides Alfred. So
Yeah.
in my opinion, Hazel is canon, and she's still canon in my head canon still too. I just can't use her model because it makes my trains crash.
Oh.
But she's still headcanon in mine, because in my headcanon, Alfred's dead anyway, because he was always bad. Because my OC character killed him off.
Yeah.
Because I've also separated him from 98462 and 87546 as completely separate instead.
Yeah. 98462 and Alfred. Who's the real 98462?
Yeah, who is real? Are they one the same? And I could see that makes sense in some perspective, but to put it in Railway Series, they were completely different characters. I've argued with this for like 2 years now. I'm sticking to my headcanon. They were not one and the same.
Nope.
Did you see Brandon's take on what could have been the Tobias Merchant Brandon's
Which Brandon are you talking about?
Optimus Prime 2471?
Why did you have to mention that stupid son of a bitch?
Wait. Let me guess. He caused grief.
Diego, are you aware that he backstabbed me in March last year. I never knew this until I got back from my summer holiday. He and I are no longer acquainted with each other. I've ended that friendship of 11 years. I'm done with him. He misdeed me twice. I'm done with him. He's no longer associated in my life. He's evil. He's sick, manipulative, and he's taken some underagers who looked up to me as an idolizer, which was what's her name? What's her name was who looked up to me. Wolf Girl, whatever her name was. And somebody called Serena, whatever her name was. Look, you had to mention him. After 11 years, I ended it. Couldn't trust him. And he's the reason responsible for what he did on X. I think he's done his thing to try and make me as a bad guy. Don't believe me? Check it out. Wolfmum has seen it. Most of my friends have seen it. And they think it's bullshit. It's full of misrepresentation. You know what I'm talking about, Wolfmum. And he's been reported many times for it. And Diago, trust me, he's not to be trusted anymore. He's done. He planned this for a long time. I didn't realize he did this until I came back from my vacation, and that's when it started to really creep in.
Yeah.
He doxed me, misdeeded me, and he has legit tried to make me as bad as ever. Everybody else who's seen it are sick and tired of it.
Yeah.
So much so he's been reported. Everybody else in the Thomas fandom knows he's a dickhead, man. He's the reason why I've got no Canadian buddies. Except for one guy. Who's not a Thomas fandom. He's somebody else. But look, I hate to mention it. Brandon Optimus Prime is an idiot. Forgive me, guys. But he's an idiot, man. He's not the same man I knew anymore. I should have seen it coming. But he's nothing to me now. He's basically a dead man who I don't know anymore. And even he's now falling victim to manipulation, to underagers, and he's hanging out with, like with Stardew 24 and Damien and some other guys who were former ex-convicts, okay, of underage paraphernalia. And he's hanging with them. He's hanging with underagers who have fallen victim to his manipulation. He took Serena and Wolfmum, whatever his name was. That was it. He took two of my underage. He took two idolizers who loved me so much, and it got worse. That's how I know he stabbed me in the back. After 11 years of friendship, that's how long we've known each other. And he cut ties with me first, I'll admit. But I've been longing to cut from him for a long time. I'm sorry, guys, this is a little bit of a downward spiral to the New Year's thing, but you should never mention it, Diago. You weren't aware of this.
Yeah, I wasn't
Stabbed me
aware.
in the back on March the 24th last year. He backstabbed me. And he's revealed all bullshit about me. That's so old. Wolfmum couldn't even bear to read after when she saw the whole thing. Because you saw it, didn't you, Wolfman? You saw everything from start to finish.
Yeah.
It's complete BS.
Like, where's, did he say it on his channel or no?
No, it's on his Twitter. Or as they say, X nowadays.
Oh,
Look
God.
Okay.
Hate
Okay,
calling
good.
it X. Jesus.
Trust me. Once you read it, it's all BS, man, of something I'm not. And when I found out, I was absolutely look. My other buddies have seen this too.
He
My
told
close buddies, they've seen this. They don't believe it's true because they know I'm not like that at all. All of this is old stuff that goes so far back.
he told lies about you.
He told me old drama that's been dead and buried. And this is the reason why I knew there was something wrong with him. He's been double aging me. He always keeps going back to me, goes back to those who offend him, and he just wants to be like neutral, but he can't pick a side. That's when I realized he was totally fucked, man.
All right,
He
I'm on his
screwed
Twitter.
up.
When was this?
March the 24th, 2024-5. When you
Okay.
look at it, if you just type in my name, my name, KaneFan701, it's in there. And you go down, it's like a slap in the face to Timothy's title, The Untold Story of Me. And that's so bad. Everyone says it's bullshit and it's full of misrepresentation. That's what many have said. And that's what it's full of, Diago. Once you see it, you're either going to vomit in the toilet at this point, but you can make your own choice.
Hold on.
But once you see it, it's all old. It's what I was not. I may have said things out of character, and I do admit there were some flaws I had. But this isn't true. And it's crap, man. Legit crap.
Yeah, I'm looking for that post
It's
right now.
there. It'll just say the untold thing if you look down the search box.
March 22nd or 20.
March 24th. Look, ladies and gentlemen, if you guys are watching this right now and you're shaking your heads right now, like, how the fuck did we get this low? I do apologize, Wolfmom, and for anybody else, but Diago, if you hadn't been aware, this is one of the things why I cut away from the Thomas fandom again. And this happened not too long ago after I came back from my vacation.
Yeah, I
That's
didn't.
why everyone grew sick and tired.
Like, I cannot believe he said this about you. Like, I wasn't even aware. I don't even use Twitter. Like, I didn't know he said that.
It's him, alright. It's his Twitter that shows his face and everything. It's him. Optimus Prime himself. Look, I don't care if anybody sees this bit of the stream. Same guy who was trying to stir the pot, and he misdeeded me twice.
I'm gonna
And I
have to not
realized
talk
I
to
can't
him.
trust him.
I'm not
No.
talking to him now. I'm not talking to him anymore.
No, but the thing is, Dio, you should tell him. I know everyone's saying it's live. You just tell him, man, because he hurt me, man. I was so upset. Wolfman was crying her eyes out. I had Bluebell who was concerned, and everybody else was concerned what was going on because I became scarred because I've known this guy for 11 years. And he was always there for me whenever I spoke to him. But what does he do now? He knows he's being watched. If you're listening to this, pal, man, you brought this on yourself. I had to testify against him for what he did, and everybody else who'd known him, they were pissed off with him. My buddy Roger was angry with him. Others are just sick to death about him. Then they don't want to be around him. And every time they talk to him, look, whenever they talk to him, whenever they try and get a word from him, what does he do? Typical classic Brandon. Again, my apologies, ladies and gentlemen. But he always does what he always does. He doesn't say a word. He won't respond. And he doesn't. Everybody keeps asking him. And some believe he's telling the truth. Others don't realize he's bringing up old drama about me that's been buried forever. that I'm not that same guy anymore.
Yeah, I've had bad blood too, but I've changed. Like,
I've done that before. We're in 2026, man. This is in 2025. And I discovered this not long after I came back from my vacation during the summer. That's where the drama of my, you know, physical scarring happened. And Wolf Mum, Bluebell, and others in the fandom grew very concerned
yeah,
because I wasn't having this. Look, you need to tell him. You can tell him, Diago, what you think. Look. You can legit say what you want to him, but that's it. It's not because I'm telling you. You can. After seeing what he did, because this is the problem that most people do. They'll stir up behind it, and everyone who's seen it, I've shown it. They all say the same thing. It's full of misrepresentation, all drama bullshit that no one gives a shit about. Because they know I've changed.
yeah,
Truth be told, he bullied me. That's what he did.
Yeah.
That's what he's done to me.
yeah. That's where I was like in 2023, where I was cut ties. A lot of friends cut ties with me over all of because somebody was making lies about me of past drama from 2022, and it's 2025, and it's about to be 2026, and I've changed.
The fact is, that's how I realized I had nothing to do with it. I'm still in some servers that he's in. He knows he's being watched. Look, guys, I know for some of you right now are thinking, what the hell's happened? We've kind of dived into something. Look, Diago, don't worry, man. If you hadn't brought it up, I wouldn't have told you live, and everybody can hear this. But this is the truth, man. It was disgusting, deplorable. And when I look back on it now, I don't regret making friends with Brandon. Do I ever hate him? No. But I'm very disappointed in him. And he can say all the shit he wants. He can say, "Oh well, you gotta understand, there's this and that." You know, the typical shit he will say to you, or he will just not answer to you. I've realized he wasn't the same man I knew. He wasn't the same Brandon I knew who came to my aid when I had to deal with Aim Bentley's BS on me in 2016, 10 years ago. He wasn't the same man who would come and listen to me on my streams or in Discord or wherever it was he was in when I'd tell him about my frustrations and the helpful he would give me. He would be silent. He would let you tell you your frustrations and lay it out so he could let you hear your side of things. And then he would explain, but then he would just continue on rambling something else as if he didn't listen. And he would say catchphrases. He would say this, he would say that, as if he wouldn't take it seriously.
Yeah, and aside from
Look,
all this drama,
you can see what he's doing. If you see the whole thing he's doing, he tries to do it with other people. He doxed me. Truth be told, when you dox somebody, you've committed something wrong.
and there's no going back.
But I'm telling you, Diago, you can tell him. Just look, before you block him and get rid of him, just say what you guys say, because I ain't gonna tell you what to put. You just put what you can say, and you leave it at that. That's your rules, man, not mine. Fact is, Brandon was to me dead after that. He was no longer in my life. That's why I've blasted him off Facebook, I've blasted him off Twitter, I've blasted him off my DeviantArt. I've even cut him off on Discord and here too. I don't care what happens to him now. Look, I'm not trying to sound like I'm being stupid. Won't tolerate him any further anymore. He can say whatever he wants. Truth be told, he brought this on himself. And because of this, he hurt my feelings, my trust, and he hurt me very badly. I don't think I'll recover physically, but maybe mentally I will. But as far as I'm concerned, he's not the man I knew anymore. He never will. He can say all the shit he wants. Even if he apologizes, if he's ever manning up for it, he won't get me back. Listen, ladies and gentlemen, I do apologize if some of you have heard this. But I do, we'll get through this.
Yeah.
As far as I'm concerned now, it's 2026. It's a new chapter. I just want to forget about it and move on.
Yeah.
But
Hopefully.
it was one of the things I did not forgive him for. He can say plenty of excuses, but Brandon Optimus Prom, Mason, whatever the fuck you want to call him, he dug himself a grave that he won't come out from. He can make many excuses to me. He could even dare come to the stream or whatever he wants to say. He can say all the things he wants to say in that delusional head of his. But he ain't going to get me back. He will not get me back. I have no intentions of going back to him. Because he can make 1,000 excuses he wants. But as far as I'm concerned, the Brandon I knew, the Optimus Prime that we knew and loved, that I knew and loved as a brother run, he's dead. Doesn't exist. So as far as I'm concerned, it's now 2026. He's long since been deceased in my head.
Yeah.
So putting that Canadian bullshit aside, sorry if I'm sounding a bit, So putting him aside and putting him 6 feet under.
Sorry,
I heard
sorry,
that.
I was just accidentally pressed. Now, aside from the drama, let's not talk about it. I'm just really hoping for 2025. I mean, 2026. I'm just so used to saying 2025 because 2026 is coming. But I'm also very excited for hopefully the future of Thomas and Friends. We get something good.
Yeah.
We better, because the fandom's been doing good. Despite what happened, regarding what we saw in the 80th anniversary, despite Richard Jordan's downfall and everything else and all that bull crap.
We got the pilot.
We still got the pilot. That's the thing.
Yes.
The pilot. Look, oh God. The Thomas Pilot stuff that we've been seeing, especially in the Trains fandom community, there's one guy I know of, and he brought the pilot models to life in the Trains community in the 06 models. Let's just say I felt like we entered the pilot era, and I like it. Henry really intrigued me. He looked small, but he definitely looked the part. Gordon was good. James was just James, really. Toby was intriguing. He had like a Railway Series brown livery, but the rest of his body was more TVS. Percy looked more accurate, slightly bigger, if not.
Oh, are you talking about the Edward and Gordon real original 1983 pilot fully restored?
Yeah, Edward was just Edward, really. I couldn't see nothing different about him. Because despite they all had different face packs. And different whistles as well. But for the rest of it, I mean, Henry had the unique one. His old shape and his new shape in pilot form was very interesting.
Yeah.
So I felt like that was interesting. So I felt like we had entered what I called the pilot era of Thomas and Friends, going all the way back to their early days in the TVS world. And it still lives up. I've seen them do it. What's his name? The old Guards van. He would actually, he made the models come to life. And if you think that's cool, trust me on this. He actually made Duke, Stewart, and Falcon and the rest of the mid-soda engines come to life with their rolling stock. He made them in their pilot forms. But he made them look like what they looked like when Audrey built them when they first popped in, right? before they became Railway Series and TVS models. He basically made them in their pilot forms. I'm not joking. They look legit awesome. And I've got them. They look exactly very accurate to the point where I'm like, you know what? They're Railway Series related because Duke's got his name on called the Duke. And then he has Stewart's got his name in there. Falcon's got his name on it.
Yeah.
And the rest of the models look very good. He's got the rolling stock of their models on the Minnesota Railway legitly awesome.
Yeah.
To the point where I was like, you know what? It's Railway Series related. It looks legit for me, in my canon at least. And I think that was great. If we hadn't seen the pilot stuff that we saw in Down the Line, I don't know exactly what would have happened. So those were interesting times regarding the summer of last year. And at the end of it,
Yeah.
it's exploded.
Yeah.
It's exploded since then. And since then, the pilot models have become so popular. I wouldn't be surprised. Actually, I would be very no. Actually, no. Let me rephrase that. I would be very surprised if we get more unseen footage from Series 1 or whatever it is with the pilot models of Thomas and friends. If there's any more of them, if we see Henry, if we see Percy and James and Toby and Edward in their pilot forms, like the pilot episodes of what they looked like before what we saw officially in Season 1 or whatever it is, I will be impressed.
Yeah, I would love to see a pilot version of The Adventure Begins.
Oh,
That's what I mean. I'm with you on that one.
that would be incredible, in all honesty.
I'd love it. To be honest, I watched it in a heartbeat. Now, ladies and gentlemen, for those of you who have stuck this long enough, I want to thank you guys for being here this long for the New Year stream, as I tend to do. The adrenaline is somewhat kicking back in again.
Yeah.
And Wolfmum, I'd like to thank you personally for being the first one in, and of course you, Diago, joined in afterwards. But I will say I apologize about mentioning about Brandon Optimus Prime, whatever his name is now. If you hadn't mentioned him, Diago, I wouldn't have had to tell you this live. I regret saying this, guys. What he did to me last year was unforgivable, and I don't care about him. He's gone. He's out of my life for good. And I don't care what he thinks, because he's going to find out that he screwed up. Because in the end, he's got nothing but himself to blame.
Yeah.
So I've dropped everything. I've long since forgotten about the past, moved on, and I realized, like I said before, the tragedy is that he was no longer the same man I knew, and this makes me very upset about him. I do despise him for what he is now as an individual, but as the human being himself, I'm like very disappointed.
Yep.
And that's why I broke from him. He can say that he broke first because I didn't agree with his, advice. But whatever he gave me was not strong enough. It wasn't motivated enough. I don't know, I just feel like he's excusable. Look, I don't care if he sees this or anybody else. All I'm just telling you right now is that I had the end of my rope and I was done with them. And if he ever really does, I don't care. He's out of my life for good. Okay? It was just so disappointing that 11 years of friendship ended. Not because of me. Because of him.
Yeah.
If only I'd seen it coming. It was just sorry, Wolfman. I'll let you guys do the talking, man, because look, Michael Brown, I've got no drama between him, okay? It's just the fact is, I'm just sick of him.
Yeah,
He's no longer part of my life.
yeah. I haven't been talking to him in
Yeah.
a long time.
Because he hardly talks. He just puts too many shows of himself. He makes streams, if you've not noticed. When he's in his streams, he literally just stays there, says nothing. He even leaves for a long time and never comes back for hours.
Oh my god,
I
stupid
do
chair
apologize for
squeaking.
bringing this, but that's what he does. I mean, go back and check your streams, and I'm not lying. You'll see me go for a while, but I'm doing it because cooking my food and going elsewhere, while I let you guys take over for a bit. But he never does. He just goes and he never comes back.
Yeah, I'd agree, Furman. Like, I'd rather not talk about this any longer. Instead, I just want to talk about the good stuff. New Year's, a lot of new things that are going to be coming out this next year, 2026.
Mhm.
I'm really excited. I'm excited for the Allcroft cut of Thomas and the Magic Railroad,
Yep.
and I'm excited for the finally see the full length, the full documentary of an unlikely fandom.
Well, it's going to be
Ooh.
very interesting to see how that's going to unfold. I am legit looking forward to it.
Oh, and I don't know if you guys are a lot of gamers out there, because 2026 we're gonna be getting GTA 6 hopefully.
Oh my god. And that's the Jesus.
Like, people are hoping, like yeah, like I'm just hoping we get for 2026. Like, I'm hoping 2026 is like 2016, because 2016 was such a good year, despite I had a little
good
bit of this.
lord. Good lord. 2016, 2026, and 10 years was just great. But 2015, oh man, that was when I got my big break. I remember it so well, and I don't regret it. 2015 was, again, a lot of people have said, was the peak of the Thomas fandom. And it was. And I feel like, to me personally, it was a hell of a great time to be alive. And 2016 was a good capitalizing year. But I will have to say, a lot of people said 2017 was when it started to go down a little hill at this point. Well, as far as I'm concerned now, the Thomas fandom, for me, has slowly gone back up. It hasn't hit that peak that we've seen yet.
Right.
But it's still, the foundation is still intact. It just hasn't like crumbled to the ground, you know what I mean? It's been hanging like this. It's literally hanging by a thread to the point where it's trying to push itself back into a vertical position. And that's where we're struggling. Not with the TVS fandom or the Railway series, but in the Trains fandom community, which is a major problem. We get great model creators, but those who make them reveal to be absolute idiots. I've had to lose myself in some fandom servers that I loved being in, but they would just remove it because they believe of all the BS. And once I've left, which I have done, their sites go down.
Yeah.
You should react to some TV shows like Quantum Leap or Quantum Leap.
I'm talking about the Trains community. Wolfmum, the model trains that we play in our video games.
Yeah, I first started out playing Trains. my first ever Trains game I've ever played was Trains Driver and of course Train Simulator 2 and of course Trains Driver 2. It was a mobile game I like to play, but I'm glad I have
Yep.
a laptop and I have Trains 2019, so where I can like actually download models that TRS
Oh,
that
I think
Trains
I
Driver
think I
19
have a.
Trains
Hold
2
on.
does not have.
Trains Thomas fans here, but I'm going to keep him on for a little bit before I wrap this new stream up. Okay?
Yeah.
Oh God.
Oh, hey Thomas fans. Well,
Hello, Thomas fan.
hey Thomas
Hey,
fan, what's
what's up?
Hello.
It's been look, brother. It's been a long time since I put you in my streams, man. You'll be the last
Yeah,
one
it's
to be
alright.
in. You'll be the last one to join
Ugh.
my 2026 streaming. I'm still
Yeah,
hanging.
I just saw you guys talking on the stream, and I thought I'd just give my opinions on what I thought of 2025. I thought it was a really good year. I loved all the things that it came out with the Thomas fandom. It literally felt like 2015 all over again.
Oh, we did. Oh,
Yeah.
holy shit! I didn't realize.
yeah, and to celebrate the 80th anniversary, I got the
Yep.
80th anniversary motorized merch.
Nice.
That is the first time, Thomas fan, I've ever heard anybody say it was 2015 all over again. I did not
Yeah.
realize that. What made you think that?
Because, I mean, if you think about it, like, both 2015 and 2025 had the number 5 at the end. So it only just felt like
James years.
and both anniversaries had a zero in it. 70, 80.
I'm waiting until
Yeah.
2035 when the 90th anniversary comes or the 85th
Oh,
anniversary.
Jesus
boy.
Christ. Let's not.
Oh my
No,
god.
no. Look, no. Look, Deanna, let's backpedal trail. Hang on. Let's backpedal. Let's backpedal. There we go. Let's backpedal
Yeah,
a little
backpedal.
bit.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's backpedal a little bit, okay, bro? Let's backpedal a little bit.
Yeah,
I
backpedal,
said that
backpedal.
10 years ago. I remember saying this. I remember saying when we celebrate 70 years, I said if we make it to the 80th anniversary, which we did, it would be a
Yep.
milestone. And those who haven't
Mhm.
made it, like those who didn't survive or whatever, all that BS, we're still here
Yeah.
because obviously it was historic and it did. 80 years we celebrated. That was grand. I just, despite the whole Richard Jordan scandal is and all that bullcrap, and all the other things that followed in the fandom, it didn't dispute the celebrations. Sure, it was a bit like,
No.
holy shit, didn't see that coming, but it didn't disrupt
It didn't.
me.
It didn't. It didn't completely ruin everything.
No, because there was just so much
Yeah.
momentum and so much pride and so much celebration
Yeah.
going on. It was a big deal. It was like, it's just a little bump on the track. No, nothing there. But as
Oh,
far
yeah,
as I was concerned, I'd forgotten about it. I didn't realize they were one and the same. But I'll admit, I've spoke to a few people in the Thomas fandom I've seen from SIF for the first time, who I had the honor and privilege of meeting.
Yeah, I think
Mhm.
like you also
They all said it was a little upsetting, but I stuck to my guns, saying, I know Richard Jordan was pretty bad for what he did, but I've always thought to myself, what if he was a victim? I've always kept saying there has to be a motivation for what he did, because I feel like there was no motivation done. And I also argue with the fact is, could he have been a victim of this sort of thing growing up as well? Like, could there be a reasoning? Because without the things he did, despite being a married man and being a former doctor and whatnot, I thought to myself, could he have had hidden trauma that he never told us? I'm not saying I'm
That's-
defending him, and I don't believe in defending him. I'm not getting any sympathy from him either. but I do feel that there
None of
has
us
to
will.
be
None of us will give him sympathy.
no, because I don't know the guy. I only know him by what he was when he made Alfred and Soul Dark Days and the models. But I'm still using them. Doesn't mean I'm not going to stop using them because you can't
Well, I
beat the
mean,
2006 models.
like there was like a quote that someone said about like using like the old 6 models, like separate it from the creator.
That's exactly what I'm saying. We can
Right.
use them now to our own creative freedom
Yeah.
in any way we want. Like exactly what I said. It hasn't disrupted me, and obviously it
Yep.
did disrupt what I thought of Alfred. Because quite frankly, if anybody else says who rivaled Alfred in terms of the things when my Timothy thing pops in a way. So I guess you could say my version of Timothy is the best OC out there that beat Richard Jordan's Alfred, quote unquote, unless you want to counter a variation to Victor Tanzik's version, which was much better.
Mm-hmm.
But besides all that, I still feel like there should be something because we've never heard from what Richard Jordan said. And
Right.
I've always said this. They should give him a fair trial, let him go on the post stand, and let him explain so we can understand why. Because if we don't hear his side of things, how are we meant to believe? You know, how are we maybe? It's like, okay, this has been told, this and that. You know, that's the one side. We should hear from him, and then he can give us an example and an understanding into his reasonings or whatever motive he did to commit such a thing. And that to me is fair. Whereas now, we're not hearing from him. And we should. We have a right in the Thomas fandom to hear. Otherwise, we're led to real think were we scandalized the whole time? Were we let it? Did we have a wall pull over our eyes? You know what I mean? Because you can't quite trust the media in these day and ages and everything else. But yeah, I've seen what it looks like. But we never heard from him. Like, he should be put on trial. To be fair, put him behind the podium, let him speak his words out. Because I think maybe in the back of his head, I think he has got sympathy for it. I think he does. And if he has explained what happened to him, he could have been a victim of these sort of things. You know what I mean? He probably was. So I feel like he could have been. But at the same time, you know, it doesn't excuse what he did. And if he's very apologetic for what he says, you know, people can be, you know, people can change or they can be sympathetic. So, to be fair, he should explain, break his silence, and we can understand what the heck happened. Because I feel like because I've got a bad feeling that I think he fell victim to something. But if he has done these things, it's like, to me, I'm like, yeah, that's not a good idea, pal. But at the same time, he's got enough time in his life to change, to reinvent, to go to rehab or whatever the heck he can do to change his way. He's still got plenty of time left in his life. But at the same time, he won't have to worry about the 06 models that he brought to life because we've got them now and we can take care of them and we can revamp them the way we want them to be.
Yeah.
And I've seen people in the fandom who don't want to use it ever again. And I can understand why. But a part of me feels like just keep using to your advantage, pal. Reskin them, remesh them, or whatever you want to your own free will. You know? And I know others don't want to. And I get that. But to me, it throws the opportunity, in my opinion, to be more creative than ever. To bring the Railway series of Thomas to life in the 06 form.
Yeah.
I
Definitely.
know I've been chit-chatting and battering here, guys, but you gotta understand, this is just me.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Also,
we understand.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think, Jim? From
Yeah,
your perspective, it has been a great 2025. It was a milestone made. There were a few bumps in the tracks, but the 80th anniversary wasn't disrupted too much. There was
Yeah.
more celebration than good,
Mm-hmm.
you know.
Definitely, and it's not only just like for me and the Thomas fandom. Like
Also, speaking
some
of trains
some
or
stuff
train
like happened for me in real life. I actually moved out of my parents' upstairs house and I've moved downstairs. So like I'm living in my own space,
Mm-hmm.
and
Nice.
I'll probably be maybe finding a job soon.
Well, you'll be lucky if you do, because it may not happen for me, man. For somebody like me, I can't. Because regardless of me, I do suffer from a lot of things that make me incapable. Even though I'm not. It's just the way how I see the world. You know what I mean? As much as I like to,
Yeah.
it's just
Also,
something
I
that
got
makes
like
me depressed.
also like I also got a few new things for Chris. I also got a few new things for Christmas.
Well, you missed it,
Uh,
Jim. If you want to see what I got for Christmas, watch my last stream of 2025.
Oh,
Then
yeah.
you'll see what I got. I see somebody
Well-
else got a nice train simulation. Congratulations to Wolf Mum.
Oh, nice.
This is a really, really old one. You could see.
Oh, I
Oh,
think
so
that's
you
I
could
think
see
that's
the year.
Microsoft.
Yeah,
Also,
Microsoft
speaking of-
Train Simulator.
So
Yeah.
you too.
Speaking of which, I got
Yeah.
some of my.
I did.
Yeah. It was.
So I
it was
got
given to
like
me
so
by
I've got like a
one of
new
my uncles.
webcam now. I actually don't want to be in the shot, so I'll just here it is right here.
Nice.
Ooh.
Congrats, Jim.
MX Bre. Oh, that's amazing.
This is a 4K webcam. And then I also got this. Sorry, this is taking too long. I just don't want to be in the shot.
It's fine, bro. You got some good sunshine on your anyway. It's
Yeah. Check out like my 80th,
Yeah,
80th anniversary. Classic
look at
Thomas.
that.
bro.
pretty cool, huh?
Wolf Mom, do you think this is an improvement from All Engines Go?
Definitely.
Yes.
That's definitely an
Look.
improvement from All Engine Scar.
Yeah, and
It's
also
a good-
speaking of
It's a good
classic
impression.
Thomas, I also got this.
That's good. That was a
And,
good step.
and he
up
has
what
a
you
British
showed us.
voice.
It's good. But the thing is, though, a good lamp lit up. But don't get me started on the new mods that came out that was leaked. We will not go there, okay? Because that is just, to me, it's just a complete...
God.
That absolutely stuck up the joint. That's what
That-
it was.
That looks AI. That looked fake.
Trust me.
Okay, I know everybody's like
Yeah.
already like talking crap about like but I was actually doing that too, but then like one of my friends actually
Here's what I got for Christmas, by the way, Jim.
Oh, nice.
The NWA World's Heavyweight title for Christmas. Finally got a replica belt. Finally became a champion.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Oh my god. But it just. Oh my god. I don't know why I never did this before, but
Oh,
Like,
yes.
Forgot. Who did you get, bro?
Have a look.
Shit. Oh wait.
all
Did
lightsabers
you-
igniting.
Okay, I see what you did there. Saber ignition. It's the rainbow
wow,
color
that's a lot of
syndrome.
lights.
Taste the lightsaber rainbow, bitch.
Yeah, taste the rainbow, mother. You know.
Like,
Or where's that? Or what about that infamous
Yeah.
song? What about the infamous song? I'm coming out. Boom. You know
Boom.
that comedy song. You know. The guy who does, whatever his name is, he does Rainbow Cane. He's got the rainbow syndrome in him, even though he's not.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, I'm having to like turn off some of them because some of them need new batteries. I may get another Emperor Palpatine saber just for so I can get up the piece so I could take out the batteries and so I can have two Palpatine lightsabers because Palpatine uses two sabers.
I know he has the gold
Oh.
and the silver.
I don't know why I never showed this, but my Anakin Black Series figure from
Yeah.
Revenge of the Sith.
Ooh.
And I got Darth Vader and Ahsoka fighting right there, and there's my Palpatine model. I mean, figure.
Kill him.
Don't. Hang on. Look,
Do it.
before I wrap this one up, guys, look. Hang on.
Do it.
Oh,
Yeah, so that microphone I showed on my webcam, I'll be definitely setting that up and like using that as my new voice. So
You
the
sound
like
clean.
the
Jim, you
Nice.
sounded like clean on my end, so you're good.
well, I mean like
Mhm.
I mean
all
it-
right, guys.
I might
Let me
sound
check
clear,
out my new
but
Lionel train I
only
got.
my
The
Ming mic can do so
Christmas
much.
Lights Express.
Ooh.
Nice.
don't-
Very
Star
pretty.
Wars,
You don't
guess what I
see
got. I know I didn't get him until Comic Con.
Look at that.
I'm so
Beautiful
happy I
design.
got him. I see it. I see him. But look what I got for Comic Con. Because I
Okay.
got Darth Vader's new Lego form. But I finally got him. Like,
Whoa.
Jedi Vader from
Jedi Redeemed Vader.
No, this is from Rebuild. No, this is from Rebuild the Galaxy.
Yeah, Rebuild the Galaxy. That Cal Kestis was in that in that series.
I was so happy. I finally got Vader as I wanted him to look like if he had survived. But here's the one that I was telling you about. I've got Jedi Vader. That's all I wanted from Rebuild the Galaxy. But somehow I managed to find this version of Vader, which is from Star Wars Infinities. It's still White Saber. It's still White Vader. Okay. But this is what happened, and he's got more gadgets on him. He's got more cape style on him, but he also has blue eyes on his mask. So this, to me, is Darth Vader from Star Wars Infinities from Return of the Jedi when he came back.
Oh.
Yeah.
But I have not seen this version of him in Rebuild the Galaxy. So this, to me, is either custom built Vader, or it's from Star Wars Infinities when he was in the white suit.
Yeah.
So now I've got two variations of him.
Yeah, also I'm really looking forward to Ahsoka season 2. I'm really hoping Anakin's gonna come back for season 2. I'm just so excited.
If that happens, I'll be surprised that they can actually put him in the suit. What if Darth Vader and Ahsoka on screen have met? We've seen them doing the CGI, but what if we see them on screen?
Oh, speaking of which, I have all my Star Wars characters up here.
You had to get Darth Vader, which is good, but why the bloody hell in the lightsaber
Ooh.
nightmares did you get Kylo Ren?
Well, I don't know why. A lot of people are thinking that this was before I changed. This is before when the Force Awakens. This was before I saw The Last Jedi, and but here's my Darth Vader's, and I this one's the Anakin to Darth Vader, which you can actually take off his suit and have him as Anakin, and it's really
I know.
cool.
I got one from 2005, which has his operating table, and you can turn certain bits off of him when you operate him.
Mhm.
I got that when I was in Algorfa, Spain, back in 2025. Speaking of Lego, I managed to get my favorite DC guy for the first time in years. My first Lego of
Batman.
Batman.
Yeah, Ben Affleck's Batman when
Oh,
he has the armor
yeah.
suit
Speaking
and he
of
has the glowing
which-
eyes.
Does anybody remember these this Australian YouTubers called Raka Raka?
No.
No,
No.
They
I
do-
don't know I don't even know who the bloody hell he is.
They're two YouTubers that make a lot of action-packed episodes. They're filmmakers. They put they do gore videos, but they also do Star Wars videos, which the Star Wars videos are my favorite videos from them, and they are just I get a good laugh at them. Look at his visual effects. Like
The only time I've seen the only time I've seen back that was so hilarious back in them days, I remember the old Chad Vader series when what's his name did Chad Vader back
Matt
in the
Solon. Yeah, like
Yep.
The heck?
yeah,
Okay.
they get their lightsabers and they. Sorry, I get that there's a scene else, but
Sorry, all that.
What is?
That was good.
Oh,
Any cases, Jim, I know. Jim, I
Yeah?
gave you a couple of contacts on Discord, by the way, in case you haven't seen my messages. But I've had to deal with a lot of issues as well. You may have missed me on earlier on. I hate to admit this, but I had to tell Diago about Brandon, Optimus Prime, or some whatever the heck his name is.
I wasn't
He
aware of this.
betrayed me. Remember?
I
May
think
I
I may have
believe
s-
this?
I think I may have
He-
seen it, but I
Yeah.
don't know.
It was something I recently discovered during the end of the summer of last year. But I'm done with him, and he will never come back to my life. Like the way he did to me.
Okay.
Diago has seen it, and he too couldn't believe it. Wolf Mom was the first to know, and she's been pissed with Brandon since.
Yep.
Yeah, let's just say he was not the good man that we believed I knew him for 11 years, okay?
Yeah,
Really?
I've come out clean about this, and some don't get it. Some do, some don't.
yeah. About back to the Star Wars in public. Look at this Darth Maul cosplay.
whoa.
That isn't too
Whoa.
bad at Darth Maul, but I will admit he's too bulky. His head's a bit big.
A
But I
little
will
bit.
admit, I'll admit though, the double blading in personality is not too bad.
Well, he did get an update in Star Wars versus Harry Potter 2. They did give him a good update. He looked better. Like
Yeah, don't get me wrong, he does there with the double blade. It's just that overall, that's just me. The double blading makes up for it, but the rest of he's just like he's too
Like,
big.
alright. you're like all right, here comes Darth Maul. Now look, there's his design.
Okay, now it looks even more better.
Yeah,
And look
that looks a lot better. Yeah.
The
And
face
look,
paint's a lot better. It looks more just like him. Now the blade comes out. That's definitely Darth Maul right there.
like this is their crazy videos. Like
Okay, that's a little gory, but I can see the idea they were trying to go with.
yeah, like they do a bit gory stuff. They do like crazy Ronald McDonald videos. They got demonetized because of like their content, but not their Star Wars content. Their Star Wars content was okay. Like they were
Oh,
out.
God, wasn't that
They were
gory in Star Wars, man. Honest to God.
like there was like oh my god, they went on public like the Darth Vader costume, it's kind of off. Like like not everything's attached right, and they have all their cosplayers.
Indeed.
There
Oh my gosh.
like a
Oh,
there was like
wow,
so many
Oh my
flash mobs.
goodness.
all right,
But here-
guys.
Did anyone get in trouble for this?
No, they actually like they actually
Anyways.
yeah.
Anyways, guys, it's been a great 2026 celebration. I mean, again, ladies and gentlemen, and I apologize for bringing it up. Like I said, Diago, if you hadn't mentioned his name or whatever, I wouldn't have told you live. So if anybody else who's seen that, just understand, okay?
Yep.
because I know it might trigger some people. Jim, I'm glad you came in. I have missed you,
Yeah.
but I've been trying to see what you were up to and see what you had in mind. You know,
Yeah.
because I have missed you. I'm just glad you
Yeah,
joined.
me too.
You know, I'm proud
Also,
of it.
can I also add, like, when you guys were like talking about like the new merch for Thomas, for that new Thomas show that will be coming, I'd say we should give this a shot. We should give this a chance.
Mm,
Yeah,
I know. Despite
Yeah.
they leaked out the new stuff that looks terrible. Well,
well, for me, it's still 2025, but very soon it'll be 2026. So,
yeah,
Yeah,
but I will
same.
say the merchandise is terrible. But whatever they've got in their minds or whatever, we'll just see how that turns out. But
Because I mean, like,
I was still
if
hoping,
we're
Jim, they
just
would have gone back to
judging
the.
something that hasn't come out yet, it'll just be like all engines go all over again.
We don't want to
because-
go for that crap again. Remember what happened last time.
I do
Yeah.
not even like All Engines Go. It looked cute, but it was a flaw. It was a disaster. It was a disgrace to the Thomas and Friends
As far as
franchise.
I'm concerned, I think Wolfman would like this. I mean, ever since that silly 2D animation and All Engines Go that popped up, to me, and I've said this before, it was like seeing My Little Pony on wheels. That's what it was like to me.
I mean,
God.
yeah, that is true. But
It-
like,
it-
even before All Engines Go existed, there was Thomas 2D animation.
Yeah,
like I'm
this was
sure you
far
remember
better
like
than that.
Transformers.
Transformers was better.
Yeah.
Oh,
God,
Transformers.
No, I vomited from that. It's funny. but I don't know why. I just did.
Oh come on, that was my childhood.
Same here.
And I thought that was banging up them freaking what's his name? And I thought they were taking the absolute piss on Paul Vid's video.
Oh god. Oh god.
Mm.
Like, although I don't like if what you said, Glenn. If Disney bought Thomas, I think they would do a much
Oh
better
god.
job.
No.
Yes.
No.
Like, look, I said this before. If Disney did it, they could Americanize Thomas, and I'm a big fan of this. If Disney had the right to Thomas, and a lot of us fans have grown up with the idea of it, imagine Thomas meeting Casey Jr. from Dumbo, my favorite Disney character. Imagine, because think about
Casey
it.
Jr.'s my guy too.
But listen, before there was Thomas, who came out with talking trains before Thomas? Casey Jr.
Casey
He was
Jr.
the first one.
Well, I mean, technically, he talked by the whistle and not the mouth.
Yeah, but if
Oh,
you
yeah.
watch closely in the movie, in the beginning where he says, all aboard, let's go, if you look carefully, you can see his eyes moving up. So technically, he has got a face.
Yeah, but that still doesn't mean he moved his mouth.
Yeah, just out of camera shot.
I mean, you can clear
and
like
even at the end of the movie, you can see him with a happy smile on his face. So it goes to show that Casey Jr. beat Thomas to the punch before we even realized, holy shit, the Iron Soldier is real. And I thought that's what the Americans did, but I was like, holy Christ, I guess they're the only ones who have talking trains besides us.
well,
like,
I mean, Dumbo was
it's like,
like
in a funny way.
1941, and the Railway Series was like formed in 1945.
45. Yeah, I know, but just think about it. Without Casey Jr., possibly Thomas wouldn't have existed. Like, okay, we've got trains with faces. The Americans invented it, but we perfectioned it in reality, almost on real people. In
Well,
actual
I'm
engines.
sure there were probably like more than just Casey Jr. I'm sure there were like other like cartoon trains that.
Yeah, but what I meant was they didn't have that affection of reality and realism that Thomas did, thanks to Reverend W. Audrey, in terms of
That is true.
based on human style relations of the way how the people spoke, how they reacted, intertwined with each other. You know, it's like in that Florence Scotsman documentary when Florence Scotsman goes up to King's Cross to Edinburgh during the 40th anniversary in 68 or whatever it was, And Audrey was on board with what's his name, and he explained why he did this and that. And then I think what's his name, we talked to Audrey. It was like when they were talking as Gordon and Henry almost. It was almost like they were talking like the engines in the book, as if Gordon and Henry were real, like profound, high profile gentlemen talking in such great mannerism in a way that we humans do, besides to what engines did back in them days, as if they were like talking as the real characters, but it's in humans,
Yeah.
Right.
This
That's
is also
different.
another thing I want from like the new TV show. Like maybe go back to the realism of like Thomas. Is like don't have him like as a cartoon train. Just like bring
him
back
real.
the realism.
Like
Put him in his
use the
Railway Series
realism
basis.
close-up shot. Yeah, use his real life close-up shots of a real engine, but when he's moving around, use the CGI, use the clever CGI prop effects to bring him to life. But instead of him having a face, I've always said this before, instead of him having a face, why don't we, like, I've always said this as a joke, what if we in the audience can hear Thomas talking, but the
Oh my
guys, but his driver and fireman do not? It's like, in a way, Thomas is like communicating with his crew, only we can hear him, but they don't.
Yep.
It's kind of like that, it's that strange connection with man and machine. It's almost like they know the engine's saying something, but they can't hear what he's saying. Only we do. And they have to kind of guess. It's like that whole thing in when Flying Scotsman was in that 1929 film, and the engine didn't have to say anything, and the engineer himself knew what Flying Scotsman was. It's that sort of mentality. Again, the realism between man and machine that intertwines. It's kind of romantic.
This kind of sounds like what they did with Ivor the Engine.
Yes, very similar, except Thomas wouldn't be whistling his head off, you know what I mean? Whereas Ivo did it himself. But it's that.
Well,
but
I mean,
can see what you're
Ivor's
getting at.
whistles were very different to Thomas's.
Oh yeah.
They were
he's an
like
icon.
steam pipes. They were like.
Yeah, and then he had he had two whistles. He would have two different whistles, and then eventually he had three sets of whistles in the end. Eventually, afterwards, so he had a trio whistle to blow when he was communicating.
Yeah.
Oh, speaking of Casey Jr., do you remember this old show, Casey Jr., The Circus Train and Friends?
Oh my gosh, yes,
Tony
that was my shit.
I had the privilege of seeing that on the Blu-ray of Dumbo. And I saw it. They showed behind the scenes. What's his name was looking around, and they did how they made it. They used a real life bell to ring the bell whenever Casey was moving. So that was cleverly done. And then they had a female voice doing Casey's voice, which I thought was quite funny. Yeah, Casey Jones was voiced by a female. And they did all these effects that they were doing for real people and whatnot, what they had back in the 40s. Showcasing it before the movie even came out. So Casey Jr. was being prototyped before he was even brought in the big screen. And it worked. It was a bit weird, but this is in the 30s or 40s or whatever it was in. And it worked at that time. When it's today's time, people would be saying, what the fuck, man? What's all that about? Trains don't work like that. But to me, when I watched it back, I thought to myself, as a joke, I'm thinking to myself, that's how Engines All Go was originated, as a cold meme, man. Yeah, I know, because Casey Jr. does his thing. He's normal at the beginning, and then all of a sudden a train comes in, and then at one point he goes up a telephone pole, and he's like, as if saying, and then at the end of it, he has like that crash at the end, and he does that human thing, like, whatever. I was like, yeah, Casey. Yeah.
Where he has like a hand in his fingers or like tapping the ground.
It's like this at the end. It's like, that classic Tom and Jerry. What the hell was that about? That classic cartoony, head in his hands almost.
Well, I mean, there was also like another Casey Jr. thing like on YouTube.
By Tony Pilot, Casey Jr., The Circus Train and Friends.
Yeah, that was
That's the one thing I'm talking about. I think.
Okay, look, if you don't remember, hold on. This is a modern version of it. That.
Like that,
This
yeah.
is
'cause
this
it's
is
in
made
colour.
by a person that we will not name.
Who we shall not name for obvious reasons.
Yeah. It just starts with the letter M.
Yeah.
Deadly M.
Well, we're not. Well, we are. Well, we know for sure it's not Montague.
Wait, Crotunia, the
Yeah.
Crotunia guy, or no?
It's not who we think it is. Okay.
We just don't want to mention his name. It just starts with a
It's just-
deadly M.
Yeah, it's not Montague, aka Doc the Engine, with number 8. He goes quacker, quacker, quack, and he gets his head. Okay.
All the other Montague from Tobias.
Oh God, no.
Not to. Okay, okay, Crotunia is still okay, right?
Yeah, Crotunia is still okay.
You're not talking about Milan Persa, right?
No, it
No.
can't be that guy. Not him. No, hell no.
No.
Oh, I got scared, like, because
No.
It's a different one.
You did it again.
Whoa! Ken, you okay?
Earlier, were you?
Yeah,
You
Alright.
seen a drink and you felt bad.
yeah. Central gravity, pal.
He did
Oh,
that
speaking of
earlier in the
Crotunia, I
stream.
think I still have it. Hold on. Oh my God, Glenn! I don't know if you remember this. Hold on. I have it. I here it is. My God, I still have it. All right,
That's right,
guys,
pal. Somebody could. Okay,
I-
somebody could.
have this.
Yeah,
Oh.
that's the cross. Yeah, the crossover we never thought we'd get, but we did.
Oh.
The little engine that could, Thomas, and there's Casey Jr. and another weird looking tank engine.
Oh,
But
that's yeah. Like I'm so glad I got this. This was before this was made, and like look at this. You could see Tilly and Thomas on the cover. I love this. Like I did you know I had multiple conversations when I in 2015 when they were starting out. I had conversations with them.
That's really cool, man.
Oh. Nice.
And he signed that somewhere. He signed it.
Did he sign it inside the case?
No, he signed the packaging. I don't understand why he didn't sign the case.
There's no way he was signing inside the case, man. There's no way he would have done.
Well, most people would do that.
Oh, of
Like when
course,
you
but
open
there's
it
no way he
and the
would have.
CD is right there. Usually there's like a blank area and they would like sign it in there.
Like,
Of course.
remember Trains Mania? Ricardo made this.
Hey.
Oh.
I know that dude, man. He and I are strict together, but still.
Oh, we're strict. Like, you remember like Casey Jr. the Circus Train and Friends?
I remember him, yes.
Yeah, the Casey like the series Tony Pilot did.
Yes, I
That-
remember. Look, I remember Tony Pollard, man. I remember him vaguely just by name, but I do know he was very good for what he did do. But it's just, he's very vague in the back of my head now for what he did, but I do remember him. Any cases, besides all that, lads, I know we keep going, but Jim, I'm glad that you were the last one to join us tonight.
Mm-hmm.
But I've got to wrap this one up. So, ladies and gentlemen, for
Yeah.
for nearly 2 hours and 29 minutes now, it's going to be in. I've got to wrap this New Year's stream up.
Yeah,
It's been
was
an
good
absolute blast.
yeah.
I
It's
mean,
been
but the emotions kicked in good. The adrenaline was kicking in. Wind it down a bit because Wolf Mum got me in a good company. Then you popped in. I had a feeling you would. And then Jim, of all people, made a surprising appearance. And then the adrenaline kind of wore off a little bit, as I was expecting it to do, because I needed my sleep.
Yeah.
And eventually, I had to bring in some, again, Diego, it's fine, man, honestly. But you've learned the truth. Because I had to end it. Brandon ended an 11-year relationship in friendship, but I broke away afterwards because I did question his loyalty, and he just wasn't the man I knew anymore. For anybody who's rubbing their heads right now, I'm just saying, and I'm going to leave it at that. But the fact is, I made my confession about it, and I'm done with him. I mean, there's other Brandons out there that are bad, but he was among the worst. But you can tell him now if you ever need to and everything else, and he'll try and stir your heads around. But Wolf Mom can back you up with what she saw, and she was very mad about it, weren't you, Wolf Mom?
Yeah.
Besides all that, though, 2025 was a great year for the most part.
Yeah, for me, it started
Yeah.
out rough 2025, but later when I got off of
Oh, it was
that school,
positive. It was I'm not lying to you, from all the way to the new year to the summer and the end of it was damn well awesome. Besides the passing of Hulk Hogan and Richard Jordan and everything else that happened, those were just big, massive bumps in the road that we overcame. But at the end of the day, it was quite eventful for other reasons besides everything else that's gone on, which is bad in the world. All the stuff
Mhm.
around us was
Yeah.
legit awesome. I've come to find out who my true friends are, who I can rely on, and who I can see, who I feel like are good friends I can talk to with. But at the same time, I've realized for those who cannot let go or choose to be toxic and stuck in the past about my flaws I've had, that is their loss, not mine.
Yep.
yeah,
Mhm.
and
And
despite
that's the
me,
thing I've had to accept since. And now
Yeah.
that we're in 2026, I feel
it's
more
almost
happier.
2026 for me.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I feel again like a new chapter's in me. I'm going to capitalize on that first week and the first day as well. So with that being
Yeah.
said, ladies and gentlemen, I'm glad you guys have tuned in.
Yeah,
It was quite
2020
fun. The adrenaline was grand.
yeah, like
Jim, thanks for coming in. I really
Yeah.
do appreciate
it's good
it,
meeting
man.
you, Jim. And
Yeah,
despite
nice
Good meeting you,
2025,
man.
and 2025 did start
again,
off.
Before we end this stream, I just want to say to everyone in the private chat and to everyone who's in the comment, like, when this new 2026 Thomas show comes out, please give it a chance, because we cannot have a repeat of what happened when All Engines Go came out. If you like it, that's fine. If you don't like it,
That's
there
her
are
opinion.
that's their opinions, and there are Thomas content creators to enjoy.
That's my point
Yeah.
exactly, Jim.
Yeah, and despite 2025 being a little rough for me because was out of school that it was rough and I didn't want to be there. But when I got out and the summer started and I didn't go back, everything 2025 turned around and it's been a better year since 2024.
Well, 2024 for me was a fantastic, positive year from the beginning to end. I can't quite say how, but it did. And I was thinking, how can we top that? Because it was a big Christmas, it was a big modernized style. People celebrated like it was the 90s because it was so packed in the club I was in. But last Christmas, in terms of 2025, they were like so big, like it was as packed, but they were being very social. What I could say is it was a very social Christmas 2025 for me here in the UK, where I was at, which I didn't expect to happen, but it was a very interesting festive celebration. And I don't want to sound like I'm wishing the year too quickly, but I can only imagine what we'll have this year. But right now, the bottom line is, as Stone Cold Steve Austin would say, let's just say, yeah, I know, yeah. Otherwise, I give you a Stone Cold Stunner 316, open up a can of Warpath and stop a mud hole and walk it dry. Okay, Wolf Mom. Right? Let's just say, let's just be fair with this year. Let's embrace the first day of the new year. And let's get through the first week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then we'll see what this year has in store afterwards. Because in a couple of weeks, before I have at least now, I'll be flying back to Lanzarote again for another 2 weeks special, and I'll be back by the time I turn 35. Okay?
Nice.
Part of a birthday gift. But I will say, I'm looking forward to seeing how this year's going to go. But let's just see how it happens in the first 24 hours when it all sinks in, when we're all in the same time frame as each other in terms of the year, okay?
Yeah.
And then we'll see what the first week gives us. Regardless of everything that happens, let's just take it in as it goes, okay? So
Yeah.
that
Hell
being
yeah,
said,
brother.
yeah, bro.
Also, this
Yeah.
year will be very special for me because this year marks the 15th anniversary my YouTube channel was created.
Nice. Well,
Nice.
Yeah,
for me, I've been
back
on
in
DeviantArt for a long
2011 it was first created, and I was
Yeah,
like
right.
9.
Well, you were lucky, pal, because I've been on
Yeah.
Discord. I've been on DeviantArt for a couple of years. Actually, no, I'm actually among the oldest. Wolf Mum and I are not too far from each other. It turns out I've been on last year was 15 years from me. So in February, wherever it's going to be, and I'll be celebrating 16 years.
Wow.
But I've been on YouTube, you know, I've been around since I was 17, so I've been around since 2008. So I've been along that long. I'm an old schooler, you know. I'm not like, you know, so I'll be happy for that. But I hope you have a great one, Jim, when you reach that celebration year. Okay.
I will.
So good luck, man. And if you ever need me, I'm still on DeviantArt and Discord if you want to find me.
Wait,
You got it.
I have Discord, but you're kind of private right now, right, Glenn?
But at the moment, Dio, I have to be very wary of who I'm with around and who I need to be with, because that's where all the BS has laid since. Why most servers don't want me in, and most servers are gone now because they don't want drama about it because it makes them upset. You know, they don't want that about me. You know, and I accept that, but like I said, I have servers of my own, but I'm good as I am. At the moment, I'm just moving forward. I'm not looking back.
Mm-hmm.
So, any cases, I will have to wrap this one up. It's been a bit longer than I hoped. I was going to end this by 2 o'clock in the morning or whatever, but it's now gone 3:28 here in the UK for me, so I'm very late going.
Jeez.
So, I'm going to get going. So,
Alright.
with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for tuning in for this one. This has been one of the longest New Year streams I've had to deal with, but it was worth it. It's always why doing the New Year celebration, regardless how long it's going to be. This has been by far the longest I can recall, or whatever it's going to be in. But I'm happy about it. And thanks, Wolfmum, for joining in, for being the first. Diago, you came in. And then Jim, again, like I said, it was a good surprise that you popped in. I was thinking, I recognize who that is. It's my good buddy Jim. So a little
Yep.
nostalgia. It's the new year. So thanks for popping on board.
No problem.
Yeah. See ya.
So take care, man, guys. And for everybody, you guys out here, this is CamFan701 from the UK in 2026. Happy New Year. I'll see you whenever the next time I pop in on the streaming. Just be wary.
We'll see you guys later.
So that being said,
Yeah.
peace and love, and God bless.
See you guys.
Bye-bye.
Keep on streaming, and we'll see you in 2026.
Yeah.
It is
Keep
around
on
the UK,
rolling.
For me, it's